What's up, guys?
Hey, everyone.
Hope everybody's having a great Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday. Live stream. We're back. Hope everybody's been having a great week. My name is Matt.
I'm Shannon.
And we are coming to you live from Bat City Con Professionals, Austin's only Eastside comic book store. Also, Austin's only non-profit comic book store. Also, Austin's only comic book store that does comic book restoration and pressing and shipping to CGC and CBCS for you guys. A lot of people have been bringing in books for CGC lately.
Yeah.
And sending off two shipments a week.
And not just for the signings that they've been doing, which,
right.
I mean, if you guys don't know, CGC has been having a lot of the creators come in and do private signings so that you can still get your books signed in this year of no convention. So they've been doing, like, safe in-house signings, which has been really cool. I know there's a couple more coming up this year, but
the list is great.
It's a huge list.
Jeff Johns is doing a private signing. Peter Tomasi, David Finch, Doug Mankey, and Jason Fabuk.
Oh my gosh.
And Jason Fabuk and Jeff Johns just recently worked on 3 Jokers, so they're hoping that you'll pay for both signatures and get your 3 Jokers signed.
Right.
I don't need my 3 Jokers signed, but I do need my Flashpoint signed.
Right.
I also want my Batman 23, the engagement issue. David Finch did that, so that'd be cool to get signed. Really cool. So yeah, there's some great options there. And Peter Tomasi, oh my god, the best Superman run that we've had in 25 years.
Yeah. BJ wants to know when the Benjamin Percy Kubert signing is due.
I don't know. I didn't know that there was one. Also, if you can Google it, you can Google CGC and then their names, and because Kubert's cool, you know, throw that on there and see. And Benjamin Percy,
who is doing AWA Upshot and X-Men.
Right.
So.
Right. Exactly. Which is huge.
Which one of the X-Men titles? Maybe not. It's obviously not actually just X-Men, but it's one of the X-Men titles he's doing.
And he's doing Greno, Kentucky. Bad Mother. No, not Bad
Mother. Is it not Year Zero?
Well, it might be. It's Year Zero.
Right. I was like, is it? Because BJ, I believe BJ actually sent Benjamin a message on Twitter, a tweet on Twitter asking which would he prefer to sign, like an AWA title or an X-Men title. So cool. I believe that was that conversation. BJ can correct me because it was his conversation. So
right, that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's kind of awesome. I heard that there was a Kevin Eastman signing, and then there's not a Kevin Eastman signing. And I'm pretty bummed about that personally, but we'll figure it out. There will be one eventually.
There will be someday.
There will be a signing.
There will be signing.
We're a bunch of nerds.
Yes.
So we're going to talk to you about the latest releases of the week. We're going to talk to you about some of the books that we like, some stuff that we have in stock, some Friends books that came out this week, and yeah, not like the show Friends, like friends of ours who put out.
Although Getting It Together is out this week, and that is just Friends as a comic. So we will talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Starting a little earlier than usual.
Right, starting almost on our original time.
The time that we want to start at.
Right, we're getting there. Getting back to that.
I'm glad to see that there's so many of you guys tuning in. I guess we're gonna give you guys something.
Yeah.
Start off with a giveaway here, and
I buried my questions under the prizes, so
get you guys to give us some comments and stuff.
Yeah. And I'm gonna start with this, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're going to give that away.
Infinity Countdown?
Yeah.
Number 2?
Number 2. And,
What? Free comic book.
Right, free comic book. You guys get this free comic if you can tell me something completely related. What issue is the first appearance of the Power Cosmic?
Easy question to start off the night.
Easy question to start off the night. I am terrible at giving you guys hard, questions at the beginning of the night and making it difficult to start with. So I thought I'd go with something that was like not incredibly too hard to start with. So if you can say what issue is the first appearance of the Power Cosmic,
title and issue number.
Yes, you get this Infinity Countdown number 2.
Bam! Free comic.
Free comic.
Free comic. We're gonna be giving away free stuff all night.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
A couple more giveaways all night. So yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. While we're waiting for somebody to catch his answer, first of all, BJ said that was his Twitter conversation, and he was non-committal as to which he should send in. Yeah, so send whatever you want. He just wants to sign your book. So, yeah, so we are giving away Infinity Countdown number 2. If you can tell us what issue is the first appearance of the Power Cosmic, title of the book, and Renee.
Good guess, Renee. Good
guess. Solid guess.
Solid guess. I like those guesses. Keep those guesses coming.
Right, we love the guesses. The guesses are great.
My guess is Green Lantern number 1.
Great, that sounds like it should have a Power Cosmic.
Power Cosmic.
Great. Yes, Psy. Fantastic Four number 48.
Bam.
My pen doesn't always write.
That book.
Okay. Yes. What? That was a big book. Things happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Psy's getting this Infinity Countdown number 2.
I meant Fantastic Four was a big book. But
no, not yeah. I don't know if Infinity Countdown number 2 is a big book. You tell us.
You read it and report back.
That's right. Absolutely. So we've got some picks of the week. We're going to talk about some of the comics that came out.
Yes, and I want you to start with this one.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's so cool.
We're just going to start here and get right into it.
Yes, because it also takes up all of this, like, I don't want to knock it over.
A lot of space, right?
Right, I don't.
Absolutely. So we've talked about this before. This is Richie Vegas Comics number 22. And it is part of his ongoing thing, The Legend of Richie Vegas.
So good.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is super real world. I don't know how to describe it other than that. It's strange in all of the right ways.
Right, and
it's awesome.
It's experiences from Richie's life, and they're not really like told through any kind of filter. Like, you know, a lot of comic book artists and creators are like, oh, that was like this experience, but I turned it into this like superhero thing, or like, oh, it was this moment in my life, but it's in space. And Richie's like, this is a moment in my life, and that's what it is.
Yeah,
it's a moment in my life.
And I don't know if some of them are like exaggerated from actual experiences, and then he wrote a whole story around this. I know he has like 40 some issues planned already of this, but these are really cool. These are there's a lot to say about this. It's an experimental format, which I really like the idea of being able to play with the format of comics. We talk about
Chelsea Kane, mixed media, and
things like that. Playing with the speech bubbles and making strange lettering choices and things like that. These are 80 pages, every one of these that comes out. So you can see it's a huge, thick book. And again, one comes out like every other month, which is pretty super frequent for an 80-page book from an independent artist.
It's crazy.
He writes and draws these things on paper plates, and then takes the paper plates and then scans them, and he does them in blue ballpoint pen.
Right. It's just like a regular like big pen.
Yeah. And then he does a painting for the cover. And the fun thing about this is that you can see it's spiral bound. And so the idea of it is that you can open the book, and let me get a good page here that makes use of the format. He draws arrows into the book, and then it's up to you to follow the arrow here and spin the book and turn it as you read it. And that's why they're spiral bound.
And Richie just dropped his website into the link, so if you guys are interested in the issues, you can check out his link on there. You can pick them up here. We do have a lot of them in stock. So yeah, you guys definitely check it out. Richie's artwork is just extraordinary.
It's super hyper detailed.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see it. It looks really crystal clear on my thing here, but I'm sure it's a little laggy because of the stream. But no fear, you can see that the artwork is super detailed, and then the story works around it, which I really like. So you get this nice big panel in the center of detailed artwork, and then everybody's faces as they're talking. It's almost like a 9-panel, like Tom King style, where the face changes just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like watching you flip it in here.
Right, and has the expressions, but you read it around the main center thing, and that is so cool. It's such a neat idea for a comic format. They're super awesome, and I believe these are $5.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of story and a really fun comic book experience at a great price, and you're supporting a local Austin artist, which is super neat. And then, of course, there are just full cool pages. We post some of these on our Instagram. I'm never going to stop talking about these books because they're super cool. And we have a ton of them Richie definitely has the entire set. This is number 22, but you can kind of jump in at any point and still know what's going on and get a nice little story out of it.
And Richie says that we'll give you a deal on the price if you buy more than one.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely, and that's the fun of it. I love that, Richie. I love your spirit that you love making these, because it communicates. I think it's really neat when an artist is so passionate about their thing that you can get communicates that passion into it. It's like, I just love doing this. I love making this thing, and it comes across.
It does.
And every issue is better than the one before it. Like, they just keep getting better and better and cooler and cooler. I love this Tower Records panel because we all miss Tower Records hanging out outside there. Hi, Richard. These are super cool. If you really want a comic that you're going to get your money's worth and you're going to get your story's worth and really have an experience with your comic book, definitely check out Richie Vegas Comics. We've got tons of them in stock.
Yeah.
And please come over to support a local Austin artist. It's super neat.
And like you said, you can jump in anywhere. You don't have to go back and start at the beginning, but you can just jump in at whatever issue you want, and it's gonna be a great complete story within that. That's gonna they're so good. I've never ever met somebody who picked one up and didn't enjoy what they read. Like, absolutely. Everybody has been like, oh my god, this is extraordinary artwork. Yep. The story is so good. It's phenomenal. And then you get 80 pages worth of all of that, and it's $5.
Right, and you end up reading it twice because you're like, that was cool. I feel like I missed something in the background.
Yeah.
You know, it's a neat little experience that you get to have with it.
And this is definitely the time. We talked about like all summer long, like, thank you for supporting like comic creators in general. But this is definitely the time, if you are like, where do I spend my money? Spend it on an actual like Austin creator and musician who could use that support in this time period. Because this is definitely a time to really boost up our homegrown heroes and the work that they're doing. And we have so many creative and talented people in Austin, and I love to get to see their work and have it all on display. But support if you can.
And I love to see the things that people have been doing during quarantine. You know, I keep thinking to myself, like, how are we going to remember our quarantine, lockdown, 2020, coronavirus pandemic experience? It's like, did I do something with it? Do I have something to show for it? You know, and as a creative person, I want to be like, oh, I was able to make a bigger chunk of that legacy that I want to leave through my artwork.
Yeah.
You know, during this time. And it's a great time to do it. And it's, you know, Richie's been super prolific. I think this is the second or third one of these to come out during the pandemic, which is super cool. But again, we've got a bunch of these and all of the back issues of it too. So support your local creators.
I love it. Jerry said, why is it called Richie Vegas? Just joined, and specifically the Vegas part. And Richie said, Richie Vegas is my punk rock name. And I love that so much.
That's awesome. Richie's also got some cool music on there. I'm sure it's on his website and stuff. Check that out. It's super fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm going to put it here.
Yeah, it's like somewhere that it... Cool.
Well, back to it or something. We've got... Spend the next 2 hours just talking about that book.
Spend so much time talking about Richie books. We have a ton of other books, though. So I'm going to jump into them. If you guys watch our live stream regularly, you know that I'm a big fan of the new Kick-Ass, Patience. She is a badass woman who came in and just was like, hey, she's unlike, you know, kind of like Dave, the original Kick-Ass. If you guys saw the movie, read the comic, you know, he was like, I want to do something, and I feel like I need to do something. And she came back from being over in the war and overseas, and was like, I just want to save my family. Like, she's like, her husband got into all the shady deals and then just abandoned her and her daughter. And so it's her, and now all of her family is tied into all this drug lord activity and gang activity, and she's trying to get them out of the community and out of her family. And so she's like, you know what? There was that guy that did this a few years back, and he just stepped up and took on a costume. And she's like, I'm going to do that.
Right.
Like, I'm just going to do it, and I've got the skills, and I know how to do all of this. And so she takes it on, and so now she is back, and it's in a new series called Kick-Ass versus Hit Girl. And I don't know how they're going against each other yet. Because this issue kind of just focuses on setting up Patience's side of the story until the very last minute. So we kind of get a recap of like, okay, Patience has cleaned up a bunch of some of her family, but then these people are still involved in that. You get that kind of recap, and then you see the people that she did help kind of turn on her, and we start to see where that leads her, and somehow that leads us to Hit Girl. And last, if I recall, the last thing that Hit Girl was doing was she was in Colombia taking down drug lords.
Cool.
So if I don't know if there was another series between now and then, but there was a Hit Girl series that came out not that long ago where she was taking down drug lords, and it was awesome. So if you haven't read that Hit Girl series, it's pretty cool. It's just like the movies, just like the old series. It's extremely violent. I was like, oh, that just happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is definitely
Blam, 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 blam.
Definitely not for kids, just like the originals were, but not for kids. But it's a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be great to see where these girls go.
And it's Steve Niles writing it, who did 30 Days a Night. If you guys saw 30 Days a Night, he's the creator of that and original writer. Steve's had a lot of two-part horror series that have come out, Grieveling and The Possessed and things like that. But it's cool to see him on
an ongoing. Somewhat. I don't know if it's ongoing. It's probably a miniseries, but.
Right. Is Mark Miller first?
Mark Millar.
Mark Millar.
Oh wow, Sebastian, you were waiting for it. Did we not put it in your box?
I did put it in your
okay,
box.
cool. I was just making sure you got
got
it.
it in your box this week.
Cool. Okay.
I grabbed it.
I was like, oh no, did I not get that for him? But
I
you
think
did.
I grabbed you a cool sketch variant too.
Oh, awesome, sweet. Well, it's here, Sebastian. It's waiting for you. On the opposite end of the spectrum, I don't usually talk about the kids' comics on here, and because of the fact that it is wind down your weekend, so we don't encourage like the kiddos to watch this particular live stream. There are videos coming for kids' comics specifically very soon.
But there are kids' comics that you guys could enjoy too that we want to spotlight a little bit.
Yeah, and so that's kind of what, because we were just talking about this, and I think a lot of people don't realize that anything that is kid or teen friendly specific is in a different spot in our store, so that they're not going through the Kick-Ass and all of those to find the kids, like the titles that are good for them. So sometimes those ones that cross over, like the Star Wars Adventures, I brought last week that had the Darth Vader Star Wars Adventures with the Francavilla art. Some of those get missed, and so to not miss this one, Marvel Action Chillers is back. So Marvel Chillers, you guys may know those are all of the like Marvel horror books from the past, and there's tons of like giant-sized chillers and this and that, and they always pair up different people from the Marvel books to have kind of like a ghost story or a thriller or something. Well, IDW and Marvel's partnership has the Marvel Action series, and Marvel Action is the kids' version of all of the superheroes. And so they did a Marvel Action Chillers that's just started. This is issue 1, and it
feels like it's a month late, but
right, it's not Halloween, it just started then. But this is actually the story of Riri Williams, who you guys know as Ironheart. She is the protege of Tony Stark, and she shows up to Stark Tower, and it's been destroyed, and she doesn't know why. And Doctor Strange is there, and she has no idea who Doctor Strange is and why he's there. And they get this story of a book, that this book is basically possessed, and it's now taken over all of the machines in Tony Stark's house. It's now attacked Tony Stark, and we don't know where Tony is. And Riri and Doctor Strange have to team up together to use tech and magic as a combo team to figure out where Tony Stark is and what happened. But if you like those scenes in the Iron Man movies where Tony and the machines get in the little funny arguments where he's like, whose side are you on? Like, I thought you were with me. This book has a lot of that. So it's a lot of fun. It's great if you do have a young person in your life that you want to share the read with. But it's also just fun on your own, and I'm curious to see where it goes. It does have the great kid blocking letters. And if you guys know, part of our big program here is that we encourage literacy from kids. Like, we want to get kids excited about reading. We want to help them learn all of the skills that they need to pass third grade reading and beyond, and just get them really excited about education and how they can learn and grow through comics. And this is one of those books that is actually built around the idea of helping kids read it, because the lettering is done in a way where the kids can actually pick out the individual letters and match it to what's happening in the scene. And it's not over wordy boxes, so it's easy to read. So if you guys do have young ones you want to teach to read, this is going to be a great book that you guys can read together. It's also done by Jeremy Whitley, who does a lot of books for IDW that are all really good for kids, especially the Rainbow Bright series that got canceled. IDW, if you can hear me, bring back Rainbow Bright. Jeremy was doing an amazing thing on there, and I will continue to complain on Twitter until the day that book comes back. 3 years later, it's still going to happen.
And that said, IDW, they may have canceled Rainbow Bright, which is a dang shame, but we're not even going to talk about it today, but their TMNT series is awesome.
No, we are going to talk
We are going to talk about
I
it?
had it in here for you.
Right? We only have like one copy left because it's so good. It's selling out like crazy. Well, it's fine.
I was like, I have the copy. You can just show it right now since you're talking about it.
You know.
Maybe.
It's fine.
Somewhere in here.
It's fine. Oh, cool. With the cute little Heroes at Home cover. Yeah, Ninja Turtles has been unbelievably great. We're in kind of a new Turtle Mania, if you guys don't know, because Last Ronin came out a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And the story of the Last Ronin is that all of the Ninja Turtles are dead except for one, and he has collected all of their weapons, and he's kind of become schizophrenic and hears all of their voices in his head, and so he goes to figure out why they're gone and why he's the only one left, and he can't really remember anything. And who is it is the big question. It's essentially revealed in the end of the first book, but now there's contention, and it's so great. Everybody's been trying to like get back into everything else that's Ninja Turtles happening, and luckily for all of us, IDW's Ninja Turtles is only on number 111, which sounds really into it, but if you start at number 100, you can totally get kind of the entire gist of what's going on. And we do have a lot of those still in stock here, but it's awesome. There's a mutagen bomb went off and converted a bunch of humans and animals into mutants, and so they all kind of have this thing like, oh, were you human first, were you an animal first, and they all learn the love and friendship and acceptance of one another because they're all kind of different anthropomorphic animals, but the people of New York have not.
Right.
And so they've sanctioned them off into their own part of the city, and Baxter Stockman is mayor. And so he's not a mutant. He's not a mutant fly in this, but he is putting all these mandates in place to keep them kind of in their place and keep them down and to, make sure that they're like slum now that the mutants live in, that they don't get out. He builds a wall around it. And so it's very topical in a lot of ways, but at the same time, it's up to the Turtles to kind of bring the peace and to make that peace between that mutant world and the human world, because the Ninja Turtles have been around,
right?
And they've been here through before this, so everyone accepts them as the mutants,
right? And they're heroes.
And they're heroes, so they've kind of become the ambassadors of peace. And as they walk around the mutant town, all of them are like, "Oh my goodness, it's a Ninja Turtle! This is so cool! Can we get your picture?" And the current comic is awesome and worth checking out, and that's from IDW. So they may have dropped Rainbow Bright, but at least Ninja Turtles. So.
Right, Ninja. And Phil brought up, they just announced delays for Last Ronin number 2. I was going to bring that up in comic book news, but yes, that did. It is now not coming out until like January. So they had, it was originally scheduled to come out, and they realized that it was on the same day as the second printing of issue 1, so they decided to spread it out a little bit. And Toby, thank you for joining us. We do this particular live stream every Sunday. And we talk about all the new books that are coming out, that came out that previous week, and then all the things that we're excited about from that. And then we are hopefully soon going to be having kids-centric live streams coming, so that we'll be just talking about...
As a separate show.
As a separate show, just talking about all of the kiddo books that came out that week, and teen books and things like that. So we're hoping to be able to start those soon.
And a big point of this live stream is just kind of talk to you about stuff that you may not necessarily be reading. We know a lot of you guys are reading Immortal Hulk. We know that you're reading X of Swords and things like that, Batman. Those aren't necessarily going to be the ones that we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk about kind of the other stuff that maybe you sidestepped around or you didn't know was coming out, or are indie titles that you haven't heard of yet.
Right.
And speaking of Batman
and things that you guys put back, and Phil said that, by the way, that the Last Ronin is going to be Doomsday Clock. and in 3 years you'll see the end.
For 5 issues.
For 5 issues. Speaking of Batman and things that you guys side-skirted this week, because I know a lot of you decided that you weren't going to pick up Punchline #1 in the end. For those of you who have not heard of Punchline, Punchline is the new character that they brought in right before Joker War during the Joker's 80th anniversary, and she's a replacement to Harley Quinn in the sense of like being a person who wants to work with the Joker, but she is not here just out of a love interest. It's not the Joker's new girlfriend as it was originally pitched. But what's really interesting about this is like I read her origin story in the Joker 80th, and then I wasn't reading Joker War, and so everybody else was like, oh, I don't want to read Punchline #1 because I don't like the way Joker War ended. And so as somebody who only read her origin, I was like, well, I'm kind of curious what happens in her first book, like her solo book. And I read this, and speaking of your Ninja Turtles is kind of like on point with things we need to learn about the world right now. This book had so much more to say than I thought it would. For those of you who watch the live stream all the time, you know that I am like, we don't need any more Joker books, and I actually wanted Punchline to just kill the Joker and take over. This book is, we see Punchline, and she's on trial in the very first like couple pages, and they're saying that they're going to put her on trial for all of the things that she did with the Joker, and like being just a partner to the Joker is going to cause her, and like because she's going in and she's saying, I'm not crazy, I did all of this in sane mind, and they're have her tested, and they're like, is she of sane mind? And they're like, yes. And they're like, do you understand that if you go into this trial and you're saying you're sane, you're not going to Arkham, you're going to jail, and you're going to get either a life sentence or a death sentence. And she's like, I understand. And then it shows her go out and like to go back to prison, and she tells them like, hey, now's the time. And she goes live because her prison guard is like on the Joker's side, as everybody in that situation usually is. And it is a live video, and she's like, I was just a victim of the Joker, and she does this, and she's like, please just like look back at my podcast for everything I did. And this video becomes a huge thing. And so people start looking into this podcast, and all she's done on this podcast for years is just document everything the Joker has ever done. And she's kind of got this, well, the Joker, it's much like White Knight. She's like, the Joker isn't wrong. Like, the Joker is great. Like, the Joker is, he's yeah, he kills people, but like he's trying to make a point that we're being mistreated by the city. Like, the city is he poisoned our water, but where did the poison come from? The poison came from the city. And you know, we need to be looking at those things. And people start looking at her podcast and what she's saying, and they start believing that. And you see the shift of a lot of the characters in the story suddenly stop believing in the good guys and suddenly start believing in the ideas that they're hearing on the internet. And James Tynion is not holding back on what his opinion on that is in this book at all. This is also an oversized issue, and you get a lot of how that media influence and what it says. Like, you see she is the bad guy. You know that. You've been reading Joker War. You've seen what she's done. She works with the Joker. She tells you she's a bad guy. But then she tells everybody on the internet that she's not. And that she's just documenting this stuff. And then she's like, you know what? You know who is a bad guy, though? Batman. And she builds up this case against Batman on her podcast, and everybody starts believing it. And they start attacking people, saying, well, I don't want to hear what you have to say. And they're like, no, but this is the evidence that Batman is doing good. And it's like, no, I don't want to hear that. You don't have real evidence. None of that's true, because I heard it on the internet. And so this is James Tynion just fully going into all of what he thinks and putting it in that situation. So it's such a great, interesting story. And if you guys chose to skip it, you should definitely check it out, because there's going to be more coming in the spring.
It's Mirka and Dolfo, Phil.
Oh, Marco and Dolfo, who did the Mercy series and a bunch of other really amazing things.
Yep.
But
absolutely.
Yeah, you guys should definitely check it out. We have it in stock. It does say this is going to be continued in a 2021 Um, Josh needs a partner named
Set
Setup.
up. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
there's a really great, and she constantly plays with that, like the Joker was trying to tell the whole world a joke, but they missed the punchline, and like she's constantly playing with those, so it's perfect to that like classic Batman like joke thing, but also again Tynan is like hitting it in every page, like hey guys here's the point, hey guys here's the point, hey if you missed it here's the point on every page, and so it's a really, I was surprised because everybody said Joker War ended terribly. They didn't like the way it ended. I again didn't read it, and I was like, I don't want Joker stories anymore at all. And the Joker's actually not in this, other than Punchline talking about him. But I was like, I don't really need it. I have no need for this book, and now I'm like, oh man, this was I needed it. I was wrong. I needed to read this because this was good conversation.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. So Punchline, you guys don't actually, you were all gung ho Punchline, like everything Punchline, 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 Punchline. I know you got like Punchlined out, but it finally hit in a way that is completely different. Like
right this is the punchline.
Right, the punchline is finally here. Yeah. Other great things. Rika Shmaki's Wonder Woman is out. That new issue. I love those covers that we've been getting. They're so
Joshua
fantastic.
Middleton covers.
Yes, they're so wonderful.
Yeah, I really love this.
This is a really cool issue because Wonder Woman lost her sight at the end of the last issue, and she's stuck relying on Maxwell Lord to get her through a battle with Count Vertigo. And of course, Maxwell Lord is Maxwell Lord, so he doesn't actually help her. But it's really cool to see Wonder Woman talking about how sight, being able to see in the physical sense, isn't what can get you through an obstacle that you're going through. And it's Wonder Woman, so there's these beautiful moments. And
Daredevil Woman.
What'd you say?
Daredevil Woman.
Yeah, exactly. Like at one point she ties the lasso of truth around her eyes, and so she's able to see the true world that she needs to see. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Diana Murdoch.
Yeah, really, it's really
Josh
good.
Wilson
exactly.
says it's really good. Yeah.
So good.
There's her tying the lasso around.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's so good.
Cool.
It's
Mariko
fun.
Tamaki's amazing.
Right. Eisner, winner of everything. Speaking of, we talked about this at the very beginning. Getting It Together by Senna Grace is out. This is issue 2. It is just Friends, guys. If you liked Friends,
like
if you
the show
like
Friends.
The show Friends, anything like that in that real world, like friends getting together, people sleeping together, people like not getting together, having those arguments, and all the drama that goes with that. There it is. There's your real world situation. Issue 1 started with the breakup, and now we're seeing the fallout. And some people, to Matt's like thing where you hate to hear your ex is doing great and everybody rubbing it in your face, you get a conversation with two exes trying to be friends for the first time after a breakup, and she's just sitting there telling him about all the good stuff going on in his life or in her life, and he's like, I don't want to hear any of this.
Right.
Like, and the fact that you're doing it with like the person you cheated on me with, like, makes it even worse. Like, I don't want to hear this, and it's
and we're attempting to reconnect. All right, we're resumed.
Well, we're doing a thing. So
there it is. Yeah.
No, there it is. So
we are hardwired on our internet, so when it loses, it doesn't make much sense.
We're not on Wi-Fi, but for some reason it goes away anyway. So Getting It Together. If you like Friends, you like this book, and Senna Grace does a great job of incorporating everything and everybody in his books, and it's so great.
And hopefully the internet will get together. This is issue 2. Great time to jump in if something like that interests you, and if you want to read something besides regular kind of superhero, supernatural, sci-fi comics.
Speaking of things that are not, nope, this is supernatural.
It's supernatural.
It's supernatural, but this is Scarrant Hood. It's a story of a group of parents whose kids go to a school, and one of the parents is super into conspiracy theories, and he says that there was a kid that went missing at the preschool when they were younger, and like all of this weird supernatural stuff happens, and nobody believes him until he tells them that that's not a conspiracy theory, it was his own brother. And so they start looking into this murder or this disappearance of this kid, and things get weird, and it's such an interesting thing. But if you're a parent, this is so great because they really like the parents get into it just because they're so excited to not have to like be at home by themselves while their kids are at school. That's what starts it. Is they're like, well, what if we just do this together because it's something other than going home and being bored. And they're like, and I only get this many hours a day away from my kids, so being with some friends would be great. Let's get some wine and deal with this. And so it's great for people, like if you're parents, you're gonna love it. But it's also like a horror
Right, gets spooky
supernatural
here.
thing. Oh, it gets real spooky
It
at
gets
one
real
point.
spooky. This is another IDW title. We don't see a lot of straight up indie titles.
Yeah.
Will I enjoy this if I'm not a parent? Asked Phil.
I enjoy it, and I enjoyed it, and I am the opposite of a parent.
Right, no desire to be.
No desire to be a parent, and I still enjoy it because it's spooky. And I kind of actually like it's British also. Like all the people, they use British terminology, so they're like somewhere like they must be
brilliant.
in England kind of thing. Yeah. And but I kind of get the dad. The dad in the main dad in the story, he's always like, just need to get like, I have to get home so I can do at least 5 minutes of work before my child like starts bothering me. And then he goes to do his work, and she's like trying to play with him, and he's like, okay, hang on. And I'm like, this is me and my cat. I'm like, can you just give me 5 minutes to do my work? And then like, a horror movie breaks out, and I'm like, sorry, you didn't get your 5 minutes, cat.
We're in a horror movie, right?
Yeah, so totally get it. Speaking of horror movies, I know everybody in the world has been talking about Lovecraft Country and how much they love it. Um, this is actually this is called Miskatonic, and it is just basically that as a comic. Like if you are a fan of any of the Lovecraftian things, um, this is the story of a woman. She is a agent working for, I guess it's the CIA when Hoover took over. And he's like, I'm gonna get rid of all of you. You're all fired. Like I'm starting over. I'm starting fresh. Everybody's corrupt. And she's like, I'm not corrupt, and I'm actually really good at my job. And so she gets sent to this place, and they're like, oh, well, something strange is happening here, and they keep trying to tell her that it's like, these weird fish monster type things, and she's like, okay, like I think y'all are just being racist. Like I think there's a race problem here. And she's supposed to be doing this investigation. She's like, I just want to know where this person died. Like, and she doesn't get it. And this guy that she's partnered with is like, I've been in this situation before. Like there are monsters, and then there are the whole time. And she keeps missing them for the longest part of the book. And then when she finally does see what happens, things are gonna get crazy. And so if you guys are into any of those, like you can even see it has like the little octopus like in the title, like the O. Like if you're into any of that Lovecraftian storytelling, any of those classic stories, I mean it's actually like even like Ethan Waite is the character that she's supposed to be finding. So it's like all like stuff directly lifted from those stories should make this comic. So
did this come out last week?
No, it came out this week.
Came out this week?
Mm-hmm. It's on our new this week wall. That's where that came from. So yeah, really exciting. It's just been that long of a week that we were talking about it on Tuesday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I took a picture and was like, oh, this came in.
Right, that was this week.
That was this week?
That was this week.
I feel like it was last week and I didn't take the tag off the wall.
No, it's on that new this week wall.
All right.
So yeah, cool. But
it's been a long week.
Check it out. It's Aftershock, and a lot of times when we talk about the Aftershock books, I'm like, they're really good, but they're not super heavy on the story. This is super, like, a lot of story. There's so much dialogue, there's so much already history, and of course that does come from the fact that it's a universe that's already existing, because they are taking from literature, so they can build out of that, but it's a lot of fun. I was surprised. I'm gonna go this one.
Oh yeah.
American Ronin, issue 2, get your drink ready because this is an AWA Upshot title.
What Shannon says is that we talk about AWA Upshot a lot on this live stream, and so the drinking game that we play along is every time we mention AWA Upshot, if you are drinking along with us, take a drink because we do love AWA Upshot. They put out great stuff.
Yes, and this is one of them. This is issue 2, like I said, and American Ronin is the story of a guy who's basically a Ronin assassin for a corporation because AWA loves to put things in real life perspective, and they're like, hey, corporations don't actually have to follow along with federal or international laws, and so they run society, and they all have their own secret hitmen and assassins to make sure that they can regulate the world the way they want to. So they are like, we're gonna go ahead and just do what we want, and we're gonna put this stuff together. And
we're attempting to reconnect. Okay, we're back.
Okay. American Ronin is a guy who he's gone rogue from these corporations that hired him to be their cleaner, essentially, for the situation. And so now he's on his own, and he is determined to take down everybody from those corporations. And the really cool thing is that, much like in Chew, he can find something with their DNA on it and consume it in some way. And he's able to empathetically figure out what their biggest nightmare is and their greatest weakness, and then use that as the way that he destroys them. Whether that's death or not is not the point. So really interesting story, and issue 2 finds a turn, and our great and perfect Ronin, who has never been taken down or tracked by anybody, is suddenly finding that he is not on the top of his game as much as they are.
And it is not a Brian Stelfreeze book. This is a Peter Milligan book.
Yeah.
It's Peter Milligan doing this one.
Good book.
Yeah, fun book, and as you can see from some of the art that I was showing you, it's got really, really, really interesting art in it. Really cool choices. Typically, when we say interesting these days, it means bad.
Right.
This is like seriously interesting choices. Like, oh, that's kind of awesome that they put that there. I'm interested. I want to read this book just based on these strange panels and things.
Phil said the first issue was so confusing. Absolutely, in a good way.
And really long.
Yeah.
It got to where the issue should have ended,
and it was halfway.
It was halfway. It started kind of the second issue.
Yeah, I remember. I never have to, and we talked about this on that live stream. Actually, is I usually read issues straight through pretty fast, and I was like, well, I'm gonna put a bookmark in this single issue comic and hold off for tomorrow because I need some time. Because I don't have any more time to read this right now, and it's still going. So it was definitely oversized and heavy because of, like Phil's saying, it's kind of confusing, and so you need to be able to focus in on it. And I was like, I can't just rush through this, or I won't have any idea what's going on. You actually have to do art and story and evaluate each page before you turn to the next one.
You gotta take your time with it, which is a thing in the comics market. A lot of us buy comics and we're like, oh, I just want to read this. I want to read my stories and kind of go through my stack. I bought 25 comics this week. I got to read them all, and I kind of want to get through. And so it's kind of jarring to us when we get our money's worth, as it was, and you're like, wow, this comic took me 45 minutes to read. It took me an hour to read. There was a lot to it. I had to figure it out. It took a lot of are there analogies that I'm supposed to be paying attention to? I feel like there are. Do I need to read this 2 or 3 times? We talk about The Shining a lot on here, and The Shining has all these different, deeper messages, as Room 237 and things show us. When you watch something and there's a surface value message, and then there's all these underlying messages, not everything has that, but the ones that do, I like to take my time with. I like to figure out all the different pieces. And is this whole thing an elaborate puzzle that I want to know more? Are there background things here that I'm missing? Is there more in the art that's going on that's going to come back in later issues? If I reread this after reading 10 issues down the line and I reread this, am I going to find things in issue 2 that happened in issue 8? Ice Cream Man does.
Right. Which, I'm going to say this now and I'm going to regret it because I want to read it, and I did not order enough, but we have a book coming in this week called Frank on the Farm, and solicit is that it's The Shining meets Twin Peaks. And I really want to be the one that gets to read that. And I feel like if everybody just heard that, they're going to jump on that because that's a really weird combination and yet not at the same time.
2 really strange properties with a lot of deep hidden meaning
coming together in a book called Frank on the Farm.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this is going to be great. This is I'm sure why I ordered it, but I've only ordered 2. Because it is one of the small press books, and I'm so excited about it, and I am hoping that it's still here now that I brought that up when I get.
I'll set one aside for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, read it on
right,
Tuesday
so I was
night.
like, ooh, I'm interested. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And then switching gears to something completely different than all of that.
Yeah. Fall into the sci-fi realm a little bit here.
A little bit with 2 very completely different books that are also the same at the same time. So the first is they're both on issue 3 too. This is Voyage to the Stars number 3, and this is, I always call it Guardians of the Galaxy meets Weekend at Bernie's. Like basically, if the Guardians of the Galaxy killed Adam Warlock the first day, and they needed to also keep him around so that they could save the world. And they just kept propping him up every time and going on these missions on their own, which is totally a Guardians of the Galaxy thing to do. This would be what happened. And so we started the issue. There's a crew on a ship. They're very much like the Guardians. They have like all their internal drama. Their leader is a buffoon, essentially. And they discover the god who's supposed to save, like the immortal being. He's not a god, but the immortal being that was supposed to save the world. And he was built just to destroy the nothing that is destroying everybody. And he's supposed to be able to put all this stuff together, and it's like a giant puzzle, and they have to find all these pieces from everywhere and everything. But they accidentally killed him. And it's just in a ridiculous fashion. And then these like people who are in charge of that come, and they're like, we see that you have found the great being who's supposed to save us all. And they have them like literally propped up like Weekend at Bernie's style, and they're like, he says, what's up, bros? Very Guardians of the Galaxy in that humor kind of sense, but
a lot of humor.
At the same time, really great story showing how like a team can come together. And in this issue, we, much like Guardians of the Galaxy, you get all that team heart dynamic and people starting to learn who they are and learn how they identify with the rest of the group and each other and themselves. But in this issue, we find out that he might not be as dead as they thought. So, really great. If you guys are looking for something to tide you over in, and when I say Guardians of the Galaxy, I mean like the movies. So if you're reading the book and you're like, oh, it's not really that ridiculous, this is very much like the Guardians movies feel. This could easily take up and be like the next Guardians movie plot if they just put that team where this team is. So you guys love it. Check it. It's hilarious. It's issue 3. It's IDW, which is like this is IDW week apparently.
What is going on?
I don't know. Apparently IDW is just flying under the radar with some really great books.
And coming back, they're seeing that indie comics are selling, and you know, indie comics are really good these days, and they're making Netflix shows and things out of them.
And IDW has always kind of bankrolled on the fact that they have the licensed property ability. So, you know, they've got the My Little Pony and the Transformers and the Back to the Future and all
Turtles.
the Ninja Turtles and the Marvel Kids versions. So we don't see a lot of their actual just like pulling in creators like to just do random stories.
Original stories, yeah.
Yeah, so it's nice to see a couple coming out.
Yeah. And the name of our live stream this week is We Only Find Them When They're Live. That's because it's a live stream.
And we're the Lives.
We're the Lives. That's our last name. So that said, this is We Only Find Them When They're Dead, number 3.
Ironically
by
written,
Al Ewing.
Right, I was like, ironically written by Al Ewing, who is currently writing Guardians.
Guardians of the Galaxy. He's also the original writer of Immortal Hulk. He's still on Immortal Hulk. If you guys love Immortal Hulk, I don't necessarily know if this is going to be the book for you. It might be. It kind of has some of the same twists and turns. This is sci-fi. Deep, hard sci-fi, but there are 4 people on a ship, and that ship is, what do they call it, an autopsy craft. And the point of it is to find giant gods like Galactus when they're dead. They only find them when they're dead.
In space.
In space. They fly up against these gods, and they harvest the resources out of their body. And this is a normal thing. The year is like
2667.
2667.
Sure.
Something crazy.
Something like that.
Something
yeah.
Way in the future. They fly, they harvest the meat of these gods and their minerals, and then they sell them to save the human race. And this has become commonplace. Like, this is a common occupation. And so the government, as it were, has their own ships that fly around and regulate this process. As they're doing so, they're definitely watching for people who are breaking the rules. You can't harvest the eyeball and things like that for whatever reason. We don't necessarily even know
We don't know yet.
And the guy who's in this ship, it's a tiny little ship and only 4 crew members are on it. He has some sort of a past relationship with one of the officers from the government who flies around in a single pilot police plane, essentially, to police the harvesters harvesting these gods. And he has some sort of relationship with that character, which is kind of may or may not be spoilers. It gets deeper as the story goes.
If you don't say more than that, I think that's not spoiler yet.
That's
There's
fine.
some connection.
There's some connection. Well, he decides, what if I'm sick of finding these things when they're dead. What if we go try and find a live one?
And they're not allowed to do that.
They're not allowed to do that. That is against regulation. So, in issue 2? We're on issue 3 now. In issue 2, they shot off to go find a live one, and of course they get followed. And in issue 3, we kind of start to see that adventure.
And I like the way that Al is burying backstory and character development into the story. Like, it's suddenly like the year was this at the top of the page, and you see a different backstory piece that's relevant to what's actually happening. And so instead of just having this like, hey, we're in warp speed and we're all stressed out and this is terrible and that's all, then it's suddenly like, we're in warp speed, and then you see the warp speed and it zooms back to the past. So it's like it really is like watching a TV show in the way that they would flash back into a memory and then come back into the future. And they use that, the artwork does such a great job of doing that too. And we get a lot of these really beautiful scenes. Like, speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies did a really great job with the coloration of space, and the colorist is doing such a phenomenal job on this book of capturing that same thing.
The art in this is insane.
The art is insane.
This is not, I've already shown a couple of pages, this is not like the art that you're used to seeing in comic books. No. This is like, what if we took digital art to the max? What if we pushed it beyond what we've already done with it? This is a god, right? Mm-hmm. I think.
Yeah.
And this is like them coming upon one of them, and you can barely even tell.
And again, that's the coloration that I'm talking about with the space thing, because it's so dark in space. And we always talk about how in movies it's super bright in space because they're on a set and they need that lighting. And it's like, space isn't bright. That's what we've seen from like real pictures of space, is that it's not bright. And here they do a really good job of like, you're not going to be able to see it until suddenly it's there. And they characterize that so well with the coloring in this book.
Absolutely. Every single one always has a double-page introduction spread, which this is book 1, The Seeker, issue 3, All of Us Together. I've heard, from what I saw on the Boom website, it looks like that they're going to do 5 issues for book 1. For book 1, and then come back and do 5 issues for book 2.
So very AWA
Absolutely.
style.
And kind of get the first arc out, as it were, and then kind of jump into the second one from there. I finished reading this, and the second I was done, it was like, okay, has it been a month? Because I need the next issue.
Right, and it's so hard to sit next to him while he reads this book, because it's a spoiler to sit by Matt while he reads it, because he screams the whole time, and anytime something exciting happens, he's like, oh my god! And you're like, well, I know something exciting happens.
I am the TV equivalent of normal men watching sports.
Yeah, with comic books.
I've never understood the whole yell at the sports screen, because you're not going to make them go faster. You're not at the game. You're not cheering them. So standing up in your living room and yelling when there's a goal doesn't make any sense to me. But if something amazing happens in The Mandalorian, which all you guys are watching, I'm going to be like, whoa, that was amazing. Oh my God, that's so cool. So and I do the same thing with comics, because comics are that much fun.
And it's so great. I love it.
This book and Wind, another Boom title,
which she also
ones
spoiled.
that I cannot shut up about.
I have to warn him, cool. I want to read a book before he starts reading it. So I will literally
ask, are you going to read this?
Right, and I'm like, yes, I am. And then
all spoilers.
And I read in the other room because I'm just as bad. So I usually just hide while I'm reading, because I will then follow you around and tell you the entire plot if I'm excited about a book. So I have to hide from you when I'm reading a book, so that I don't follow you around and go, oh my God, and then this happened, and then this happened, and this is what all of that means.
You hear the pitches on this live stream. That's our lives.
Right, that's what we do.
That's why we're the lives.
Yeah.
But there you go. We only find them when they're dead. We've got, we're sold out of issue 1 at this point.
Yes.
But we have second and third printings of issue 1. If this gets made into a TV show, I can only imagine that third printing is going to be rarer than the first printing because the first print there's hundreds of at this point, thousands of.
Right.
But there have not been much talk at all about a third printing.
Right.
I think the third printing flew under the radar and harvested a piece of the radar and then sold it on the market.
You got the whole thing going on there.
Yeah, exactly. Read it so you can come to the shop and talk to me about it and go, oh my god.
Yeah.
And everybody who comes in this week and says, did you watch The Mandalorian? Yes, I did. Did you read We Only Find Them When They're Dead? Because it's the same space adventure to me.
Except without a Baby Yoda so far.
Without a Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Without a Baby Yoda. But the same intense, awesome sci-fi, unbelievable story.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. We're going to give you guys something. That's all of our picks for the week. So, might as well do a giveaway here.
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah.
Why are you giving this away?
Because it's cool.
We've got a team up giveaway for you. We've got a Ghost Rider and Ballistic from Marvel and Top Cow. And we have a Spider-Man Dracula team up with Doctor Strange and Dracula. This is super cool. Don't give this away. Why are you giving this away? You guys are going to love this. What? Look at this old school ad for Scream. On the back of the Ghost Rider Ballistic.
I know, I'm like, what tough question can I ask to make this hard? Because you don't make it away.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Give the people... Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah. Well, none of my questions are really that hard this week, so it doesn't matter. So my question is, who won the Jack Kirby Award for Best Writer in 1985, 1986, and 1987?
Me.
You don't even have to know what books. Book. Plural.
There was a Goosebumps CD-ROM game.
Wow. So, yeah. Who won the Jack Kirby Award for Best Writer in 1985, 1986, 1987? And you can have both of these books.
These team-up books.
And that's just writer, not writer/artist. I will say that.
Right, it's just the writer.
Just the writer.
It's just the writer. Did he team up with himself?
No. But there are people who did. So, yes, Renee. It was Alan Moore.
Bam. Bam. On it. Renee, get the team-up books.
Yeah.
Team-up books. I know you'll appreciate this Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Dracula team-up.
Alan Moore won 2 years in a row for Swamp Thing, and then immediately followed that up with Watchmen. So
2 years in a row for
2 years in a row. Cameron Frank Miller won for being best writer/artist. He won the Slashy Award for all of you Zoolander fans out there. The Slashy. But yeah, Alan Moore. So that's crazy awesome. But I mean, his Swamp Thing, as you guys all talk about all the time, is such an amazing story, and obviously Watchmen definitely deserved some awards for all of them.
It's cool that the great work of Swamp Thing that everyone talks about, I mean, Len Wein, Bernie Wrightson's Swamp Thing is unbelievable. If you guys haven't read it, they make a Bronze Age omnibus that's soft cover, and get that and read it if you like Swamp Thing at all. But the one that everyone talks about is the Alan Moore, and it came after the live action movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most of the Superman stories that we talk about are like pre-70s or right after, after the Richard Donner movie. Most of the Batman stuff that we talk about is, I guess, 90s at this point. Mm-hmm. It's kind of post-89. But yeah, that movie comes out and then the great thing follows. We're drinking Ravenswood tonight. Ravenswood Red Zinfandel. It's a very dry, very bitter red wine. Yeah. Normally we drink buttery, creamy wines, red blends and things. This is very dry and it's very bitter. If you like dry and bitter wines, this Ravenswood is actually really nice.
And I like the logo.
Yeah, absolutely. Ravenswood tonight on Wind Down Your Weekend.
And speaking of, we're talking about, Swamp Thing things, unpopular opinion, I actually really love the Scott Snyder
New 52
Swamp Thing. I love it.
It's amazing.
Entirely because Abby is a badass for the first time ever. For the first time, she's not just fainting and
damsel in distress.
Yeah, she doesn't just literally faint when she sees Swamp Thing. Instead, she shows up and she's like, "Get on my motorcycle! I'm gonna save the day. What are you standing around for?"
I think Saga Alan Moore's Swamp Thing ends up getting that way with her in the later ones, she like ends up having to kind of take the
so.
veil because he goes to join the Court of Trees or whatever it is.
And I haven't finished Alan Moore's run, so that's not fair to put on him entirely. It starts so Parliament of Trees. Yeah. It starts so Alan Moore.
Right.
That I don't know if it gets.
Right, it's great. Didn't you read the first trade?
I did. I just haven't read
the first trade too.
I haven't gone.
We haven't gotten the second one.
Yeah, Phil says the Scott Snyder run is great as well. Thank you, Phil.
Yeah,
I appreciate
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really surprising. People always say, "Oh, the New 52, is hit or miss." But that Swamp Thing run. Oh, dude, that Swamp Thing run.
Well, a hot take on New 52. I think we've gotten far enough away from it now that we're like, you know what? New 52, like, because the further we get from New 52, the more people come in here and tell me that they love something from the New 52.
Yeah.
And that is a problem with DC, is like in the moment, DC always seems like they're doing worse than they did before. And comic book fans were all notorious for trashing the thing that we have at the moment and then going back and looking at it and being like, oh, that wasn't actually that bad. New 52 is definitely starting to fall into that category of, oh, that's not that bad. Like nobody ever complains about the Batman run from New 52. Like Court of Owls, everybody talks about being like this phenomenal story. And we see so many of the titles at this point that people are coming back and going, well, that actually was pretty good. You go back and read it.
I will still complain about the Superman.
The Superman is not good.
And even though it's George Perez,
yeah,
I'm one of the weird ones who loves the New 52 Superman high color young suit. I love that about it, but I didn't love the story. Mm-hmm. And then on the other side of it, you have Action Comics with Grant Morrison with T-shirt Superman, who's like like this woke up amnesia-ridden Superman guy. Who's a completely different story entirely from George Perez's story, and it's two different Supermans. Mm-hmm. The Superman Wonder Woman is fine by Charles Soule, obviously. and then Swamp Thing, Scott Snyder, and Charles Soule takes over for Scott Snyder in Volume 4 of that. So yeah, it's there. It's there. We'll see what ends up happening. The only thing that DC fans did like, everyone liked at the time, was Rebirth. Mm-hmm. Every single DC fan liked that, and then Dan DiDio came in and was like, no, we're going to stop doing Rebirth because I have new ideas. And every fan was like, but why?
But we were enjoying it.
We were actually enjoying it. Every DC fan had no problem with it.
We're getting people. Renee said I Vampire from New 52 is great, and Phil said the Dial H for Hero from New 52 is awesome.
Wow.
See?
Two that I have not read.
We're seeing a lot of turnaround on this New 52
and it
opinion.
is the smaller titles that people really
are starting to
turn their eyes to and check out. And then somebody reads it, and they catch wind like this. We're going to read those, and then we're going to tell everybody about them.
And I think we have all of
it's going to spread like coronavirus.
I think we have all of I Vampire in New 52, so you can totally check that out.
In single issues?
Uh-huh. Cool. And we have a lot of, if not all of, Dial H for Hero for New 52 as well, I think. I know we have all of the Rebirth Dial H for Hero in right now, I think, in single issue.
Ravenswood.
Right, not necessarily different on the second glass.
It's good. I like it. It is very dry.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's a Zinfandel.
Everything doesn't have to taste like a cupcake.
No. Absolutely not. Yeah, so this is Ravenswood. Shout out to Megan Hutchison for hooking us up with this bottle of wine.
Right.
Thanks, dude.
Right. It is not one of her go-to suggestions, but
it was
in the moment.
In the moment grab.
In the moment
and she
grab.
was like, "Oh, this looks fine."
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks, dude. So in stock, we're gonna talk about some of the stuff that's in stock.
Great. I didn't realize you hadn't pushed the button yet, so I was like, all of this. Yeah. Okay. I thought I messed up. Go ahead.
Got it. So in stock, we're going to talk about some of the comics that are in stock this week, and we don't necessarily need to do a deep dive into them. We're just going to let you know that we got them.
Yeah.
And if you guys are looking for them, they're here.
They're here. First one is National Anthem. This is issue 2, and this is a new series featuring the fabulous Killjoys. If you guys don't know what that is, it's Gerard Way, so you definitely need... you don't have to read the first series to get what's going on in this series, I will say that. But if you guys are My Chemical Romance fans or anything like that, and you didn't know Gerard Way had this book too, this is like one of his big launch books. So
is that Gerard Way on the cover?
No.
He's like, I'm not okay. Kim says that what was cool about New 52 is that they launched the 52 new titles.
Right.
I think one of these live streams, we're going to have one question. We're going to say, name all 52 of the New 52 new titles, and they have to be hand-typed and not copied from the internet, and we typed if you copied and pasted
And they have
them.
to go in order.
Right, and the only way that we can do this is that you have to write the title and then a plus sign, and then the next title and then the plus sign.
That's a terrible question.
And by the last one, you have to write equals New 52, so that you actually have to do all of the typing, and it'll be done by the end of the live stream.
Right.
We'll give you a 10-minute window.
That's awful. Phil says MCR for life.
There it is.
With like four
life.
Right, the old school thing. The other book that came out this week is This Is the Marked.
The
I
Marked.
know a lot of you that are on here as speculators, you're actually wondering where that cover B is, or the cover A, I guess it was, and then the cover C, which was the Virgin variant of that. Which was a beautiful, beautiful cover. But if you guys don't know what the book's about, it's actually about a society of people who put tattoos on their body and they get magical powers from these tattoos. And in the very first issue, one of the characters gets kicked out and is mad about it, and so goes and basically sells all the secrets to the government. And things have ensued since then where the government has tried to use that magic to create like their own people and stuff like that. So really cool. You guys should check it out. It's actually a really good read that is kind of not getting the attention it deserved until this like spec book came up for this cover C, that Virgin variant. So you guys should go back, check it out. I think we have most of it, if not all of it, in stock if you want those single issues.
Cool concept.
Yeah. I know. There's the
right. I know.
Marvel Zombies Resurrection issue 4 is out. If you guys read Marvel Zombies, you kind of know what this is about. If you didn't read Marvel Zombies, the entire MCU is zombified. There you go. That's all the recap you need, and you can pick up and start on issue 1. MCU, the Marvel regular, the MU, I guess, not the cinematic, but the Marvel universe.
Marvel Comics universe.
Right, yeah. Marvel Comics universe.
Marvel Comics universe.
Yes, the controversy about the marked issue. Apparently, the cover artist ripped off the picture. There is actually a real picture on Instagram of the person, and then it's like a Photoshop of that. And I don't know if the person had permission or not. I didn't hire them,
right?
So I don't know.
Right.
But yes, I did see that same conspiracy controversy thing come up, Cam.
And speaking of covers, I really love the zombified Captain Marvel on this with that wide open jaw. It's pretty terrifying. And Spider-Man, who looks like he just hit a girl.
Spider-Man is actually taking care of like the Richards kids in this, like trying to keep them alive for their parents who are zombies. The Flash 765. This is the Inyek Lee cover. This is what Ezra Miller should have looked like in the Justice League movie. If he would have been in that suit and looked like that, we would have had a much better start with the movie, because I can see that, and I could see Ezra Miller pulling that off, like that look exactly, and we didn't get that. And
it's true. I want to see a Flash that all the time when he like walks around, he's just talking to people. There's like these short little bursts of electricity that like.
You definitely don't.
No.
Why not? Nobody wants that. I'm just kidding.
Totally shot down, and that would be the thing.
I actually do think that would be amazing.
Everyone would say, "Oh, I really hate that Flash."
No, like, and I actually said that only because that's what happens to Ezra Miller's suit the whole time in that Justice League movie. It's his suit's doing that. It's not him. It's not the lightning coming off of him, but his suit's always malfunctioning.
It's malfunctioning.
And that's actually why I said that, is because like his suit's like electric energy like is always coming off of it. And
I've never seen it like as he's walking and just like talking to Batman. There's like little like static like electric bursts like shooting out of it.
Bursts. I think would be really cool.
Yeah, like little like lightning, like just passing kind of like around it.
Like the Speed Force is just constantly moving on him.
Right, because he's so fast.
Right, that would actually be cool. In the Justice League movie we see it, and that's why I thought you were making a joke about how terrible the suit was in that movie, because his suit is like always like sending off little sparks and stuff. And so if it was this suit and it was actually just coming out of Barry Allen, I think it would be much more entertaining. Also, I still think Ezra Miller should have been Wally West and not Barry Allen, based off of how young he was compared to everybody else and his personality type. But that's another
story.
That's another story for another day.
Joshua Williamson is no longer writing this.
No. We're like 3 issues.
Kevin Shinnick has been writing it. And drop in the comments if you are following along with The Flash, so we can kind of know how Kevin Shinnick's doing. I fell off of the Joshua Williamson run. I read the first 2 trades of it, and it was amazing. because everything in Rebirth was amazing.
That's true.
So though Joshua Williamson was the one who lasted the longest on one of the Rebirth titles.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote the most issues out of any of them, and everybody who read it loved it.
Yeah, I have
Issue
never
1 through
not heard anything.
Legacy number 700 and whatever, because they switched into Legacy number, confusing everyone.
Right.
Which they didn't need to do, but you know.
762, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think so. Death Metal Infinite Hour Extreme. Excuse me, Extreme.
Because there's three X's. I don't know how I feel about putting 3 X's on the cover of a comic book that's not a Lady Death issue, but here it is.
I have lots of thoughts on that, but here it is. You guys are reading it. You know about it. It's metal. It's a tie-in. It's a thing.
Is it Rob Liefeld?
Should be with all the X's.
With all the
and
X's.
Extreme.
Dude, we make extreme comics. It's extreme.
It's definitely not, because there are hands and feet.
There are hands and feet in the picture. If you guys are reading Death Metal, obviously there's tie-ins. If you're looking for all of them, we've got them. There's the Trinity Crisis, and the Multiverse End, and
the Flash one.
The Speed Metal, right? Speed Metal Extreme. So we've got them. We don't have Legends of the Robin King Dark Knight, but we do have the Robin King.
This is Detective Comics 1030, and this is the cardstock variant, the Bermejo variant, which is
gorgeous.
Such a cool cover.
Super neat.
Yeah.
Everything he's ever ran before.
That's every episode of the CW Flash. Barry, you're gonna have to run. Like halfway through every episode, that's their solution. Is like, Barry, you're gonna have to run. I love the show. It's so much fun, but it's just so funny that like every episode they come to the point where they're like, "What if you ran, Barry?
Really fast.
Really fast.
Faster than anybody
you've ever run before."
Did they ever play Doobie Brothers? It Keeps You Running.
No.
I feel like they should have gotten the license to that, and that should have just been the opening theme.
Yeah, it should have.
Oh, kids don't like the Doobie Brothers.
Oh, they don't? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's made for teenagers.
I don't know.
All the CW shows.
Right, but I don't know that they don't like the Doobie Brothers. There's a huge thing right now where all like Gen Z kids are obsessed with Fleetwood Mac.
True.
So I don't know. They could
totally
like the Doobie Brothers.
Totally true. Make Fleetwood.
BJ said every time you say that extreme title, you should down a code red and then crush it on your forehead. I don't know what you just picked up. Excalibur?
I've got
something? I can't see it.
Marauders.
And
this is the variant cover. It's super cool.
And that is X of Swords part 17?
14.
Okay, good. I can still go in order. I was like, did I mess that up?
14.
Yeah, so X of Swords, you guys know, is a 22-part series. That's it. Part 14 was in Marauders this week. Part 15 was in Excalibur this week.
I think Magic looks awesome on this.
Magic
giant sword
always looks awesome. She's
always
the coolest. And now in my head, she's just Anya Taylor-Joy, so
even cooler.
And then
speaking of cool,
Wolverine, this is part 16 of X of Swords 22-part series, and this is the Phoenix variant, which is awesome. And I know a lot of you have been really nervous about the fact that they are doing these Phoenix variants, but also that they are going to figure out who the Phoenix Force is landing on in the Marvel Universe. I saw the idea that that Thor issue that's coming out has a Jenny Frison Valkyrie with the Phoenix Force. And if you just let Jenny Frison draw it the whole time, that's my pick.
Take my money.
Give the Phoenix Force to Valkyrie, and let Jenny Frison make me those beautiful covers, because I want to frame that cover, and just stare at it every morning and be like, I am a fire Valkyrie. I am like going to save the world with my awesomeness, and then destroy it, and then rebuild it, and then like, she has
Mjolnir.
She's such a bad.
She has Mjolnir too.
I can't remember.
It's like Mjolnir, and
it might be just her sword. No, it might be Mjolnir.
Yeah. And the Phoenix.
Oh, it's so great.
It's pretty sweet. Dude, these Ferengi covers are awesome. These are the Indigenous Voices, Native American covers by Ferengi. It's
Native American Heritage
Jeffrey
Month.
Ferengi, yes.
If you guys didn't know, it's Native American Heritage Month, and we have yet to actually talk about this. On the back of the book, for every book, it says, Marvel celebrates Native American Heritage Month. The story of Hero is an ancient one. Starting with the very first cave drawings, artists and writers from across the globe have both captured and shared the fateful acts of their people's heroes. Being from the Pacific Northwest, my own people, the the Column tribe have used the art style known as form line to record and share the stories of our people since time immemorial. The art style used in my own work today is an extension of the same shapes and forms used for hundreds of years by native artists from and around the very same region. As a lifelong comics fan, artist, and Native American, I am truly honored to work with Marvel Comics not only to create pieces that represent a voice for Indigenous people in honor of Native American Heritage Month, but also for the opportunity to share the same storytelling spirit of my ancestors by sharing the tales of some of today's heroes. And that is actually done by Jeffrey Vreg. That's his note on why he's doing this. I'm very excited. He has a bunch of covers. That's the Iron Man one, which is gorgeous. I think BJ said this is the first time I purposely bought an Iron Man book.
I love the Spider-Man one.
This Spider-Man one, that's exactly.
And I love that he's upside down.
It's so good. There are going to be these for most of the Marvel titles that are going on right now. They're gorgeous. They're wonderful. The other thing is that Marvel Indigenous Voices drops this week. We talk about Marvel Voices is also the new print of Marvel Voices is also coming out this week. And a lot of people missed that one when it came out earlier this year because it was right before COVID, and it highlighted all of the minority characters and storytelling and artists and creators and stuff in that book, and a lot of people missed it, and so I'm very happy that we're gonna have a ton of that. But I'm also really, really excited that we are getting Marvel Indigenous Voices, and there are so many great covers. I know a lot of you are Danny Moonstar fans, and there are some gorgeous Danny covers coming out with this Marvel Voices. So very excited to see that. And so if you guys want to support, and it's all done by Indigenous and Native American voices and like artists, writers, creators. It's the whole way. It's all Native and Indigenous characters and creators behind the book. And so I'm very excited. If you guys want to support those creators, this is a great way to do it, is pick up this book and learn about some characters that you may not know about. And
like Spider-Man?
No, for the Indigenous Voices actual book, it's going to focus on the actual like Indigenous characters.
Join us next Sunday as we delve further into that.
So far into that.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers ended at issue 55. And now we have split into Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers in the same way as House of X and Powers of X. And Mighty Morphin #1 came out last week. Power Rangers #1 comes out this week. Mighty Morphin #2 comes out next week.
Yeah, it's just like House of X, Powers of X, because it's the same writer and everything.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's not Hickman?
No, I mean like the same writer on Morphin and Power Rangers. The way that House of X and Powers of X were both Hickman. This is also...
Jonathan Hickman writing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? No, that did not come out of my mouth.
That's not
It's Ryan Parrott, though.
Yes, Ryan Parrott.
Yeah. And the art's sweet. If you guys aren't reading Power Rangers and you enjoyed the Power Rangers, now is definitely the time.
Right.
With kind of a reboot of the entire thing, in the same way that when I heard about House of X, Powers of X, I was like, how long is this going to last?
Yeah. Apparently a while.
Is this going to be a thing? Here we are 2 years later.
Yes.
And we're still going. A year later? Was it last year? Last summer?
No.
Oh, it was 2 years. 2 years.
A little bit over a year, because we're on like issue 15, 12, 13. So if it was
of the new titles.
Of the X-Men title.
Of the X-Men title.
So then House of X would have been 2 years ago.
House of X would have been 2 years ago.
Yeah, Ram said definitely wants these Power Rangers titles. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You haven't gotten them yet.
Right, we gotta get you set up with those.
And you've got prizes too that I've got to mail to you.
Strange Academy has it hit issue 5. You guys are reading it, you're loving it. If you're Doctor Strange fans, if you're fans of like the teen books, all of those things, this is your book. And if you didn't get in on it, there's still time, because it's only issue 5, and all of the issues have gone to multiple printings. So we have tons of that. Okay, see, it was last year.
Yeah.
House of X, Powers of X was last year. Thank you, BJ. I love Josh's Go 90s nostalgia.
Go 90s nostalgia.
Yes. Another thing that came out this week, there is a new Dungeons and Dragons comic out. And I know we have a lot of D&D fans. I actually love these variant covers they're doing, because they're character cards. So you can see them fill out the character card for the characters in the comic.
Is that a D&D thing?
Yes. It's when you like design, because you make your own character and you go through all the stuff and you figure out like what your character's going to be and everything.
This is how you do it?
That's how you do it.
Wow.
Or how you can do it. I guess everybody doesn't have to do it.
Yeah.
But it's
Current
really cool.
points. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. There you go.
New D&D title in comics. You guys check that out. I know when we read, what was it, Rat Queens, everybody was like, oh man, it's so D&D. Well, now there's just D&D as comic again.
Right. Right, with a brand new series, which now
for the first time in a really long time. Yeah. Another thing that came out this week is
Taskmaster. We're getting some villain books from Marvel after on the heels of Doctor Doom getting his own book. Taskmaster gets his own book, and look at this cool cover. It's like half Tales from the Crypt and half Magic Sword.
And this has been delayed for a while because it was originally supposed to come out when the Black Widow movie came out, and now that the Black Widow movie keeps getting pushed back, this book kept getting pushed back. And finally, they were like, you know what? Let's just do it because it doesn't have to be about the Black Widow thing to be there. So really exciting to see. I mean, look at that. That was an ad for April. Was that April 2020? An ad? Yeah.
Yep.
So the ads didn't even change. They just held this book since it was supposed to come out, and then just since the prelude to the Spider-Man Sins, like
right.
all the ads are still from
Sin's
April.
Rising prelude for Spider-Man. I can't believe they didn't change it.
Right, I bet the D&D characters don't swear as much and do as many drugs as the Rat Queens. Probably not. Probably not.
So if you're in it for the drugs and the swearing, read Rat Queens.
Read Rat Queens. If you're in it for the D&D, read Dungeons and Dragons at the Spines.
Spine of the World.
Spine of the World. There you go. And then another book that came out this week is Star Wars Darth Vader #7.
Be careful with that.
Is it valuable?
It's the first appearance of Darth Vader's nephew, something. People are freaking out about this Darth Vader series. Or no, like I think that's our last copy that we have because the Darth Vader series has been like bonkers.
It's so weird how many things come out in this Darth Vader series that like every issue something new happens.
Every issue. The Darth Vader one, the Bounty Hunters one, the Star Wars fans are like going nuts for. In the meantime, Charles Soule is writing what happened between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and everyone's like, it's good.
Right, I'm like, it's so, but that's Charles Soule's whole life.
Right.
Everything Charles Soule writes is so solid and so good, and it just gets passed over for something that's like flashy. And I'm like, but Charles Soule is like doing this amazing thing, and everybody's like, yeah, but like there aren't any first appearances in it.
It's gotten to the point now where people are coming in weekly just to buy up old back issues of Darth Vader.
Yeah. Right, I had some kids in yesterday.
Yep, exactly. Because the Darth Vader comic is the jam.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are reading it, you're reading it, and you're loving it, and if you know all about it, tell us in the comments how much you love it.
That said, I actually picked that particular cover. I don't know if we have other ones, but this is the I am a big fan of the Empire Strikes Back themed covers for all of the Star Wars titles that are going on. This is one of my
favorite scenes in Empire Strikes Back because I got to name all the bounty hunters they came past.
That's actually my favorite thing about watching the Mandalorian with you is because Matt was a member of the Star Wars fan club when he was a kid and read all of the books and did all of that. So all the expanded universe stuff is like you knew all the names of every single droid.
I'm like, what? Weequay? And then he's like, Weequay, we're doing this. And I was like, did Weequay fall into the Sarlacc in Return of the Jedi?
And then
I guess he didn't. He's just on the skiff with Lando.
And then like a droid will come on the screen and you're like, oh my god, it's this droid.
It's R5D4. How did R5D4 get in there? Luke was originally going to buy him, but then he malfunctioned, and so he bought R2 instead.
And I love it because it's so cute because you get so excited. And I'm like, I know all of these things, so it's great, but like nobody in my life has ever geeked out about them so much, and so it's like my favorite part of watching the show. Like the show's fine, sure, it's great, it's wonderful. Baby Yoda's adorable, and someday two women will talk to each other, and all of those wonderful things on the show will be a thing. But the best part of watching the show is just getting to see you geek out about it, and all of the toys that you had. You're like, I had that toy for everybody that comes on the screen. I had that toy.
I loved Weequay. Also, I did have every single the Powers of the Force action figure out there. Still have them out of the package in a giant Tupperware.
That's my husband.
A giant Tupperware, Rubbermaid. That's the word for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really loved the Bounty Hunters when I was a kid. You got Dengar on there. You got Boba Fett, Bosk, IG-88's back there. Forlom, I loved him. And then who's the dude? See,
So you see Cam's calling you out in the comments, trying to get you to
tell us the story of Darth Vader.
Darth Plagueis.
What Darth is that in the movies? It's not
I
in the
had that toy
movies.
for every single toy.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know who that is in the thing.
Right,
And
that's
there,
prequel, isn't it? We talk about Dark Plagueis in the prequels.
Darth who?
He's like the emperor
Which
or
movie was
not.
it in?
I believe the only time he's actually fully referenced in the movies is in episode 2, your least favorite movie of
That
all
movie
time.
didn't happen.
Uh, Revenge of the Sith is what Cam says. Yeah. That's when Obi-Wan, played by the guy that you also pretend is in Star Wars,
No.
goes to the island
Worst
and they tell
Obi-Wan
him.
ever.
You gotta do the voice. I love it.
The comic book yeah, of course voice. I have to do the comic book guy voice. Worst Obi-Wan ever. Those movies are just a poop stain across the entire property. 1 through 3 and 6 through 9 or 7 through 9. 7 through 9. 6 is great. 6 is great. We're not getting into that.
No.
There are only 4 Star Wars movies.
Rogue One.
Rogue One and the original trilogy, and now The Mandalorian. And I want to really talk about anything else.
Right.
The rest of it is way too much Moulin Rouge, Ewan McGregor for my taste in fucking movies. And Liam Neeson. Oh my god. And
Ray Park was amazing as Darth Maul.
Ray Park was amazing,
and it's one of the best. And that's one of the best lightsaber battles to actually happen in the movies because there aren't actually lightsaber battles until the new.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree that lightsaber battle is really great, and I really like the score that they came up with for that. We got Episode 1 Racer, the video game, which was an awesome video game.
Mm-hmm.
It was super cool. But I think they should have just made Shadows of the Empire. I know the whole point of Shadows of the Empire was to not make a movie and just make a merchandising line out of something. But I think the Dash Rendar character and the Prince Shizor storyline definitely speaks to me more. I think they should have made Crimson Empire if we're talking about comics and we're talking about Dark Horse as it is. Crimson Empire would have been super sweet. And Luke did masquerade as an Imperial Guard in there in Crimson Empire for a minute, which I, of course, also had the toy of one of my favorites. But I really wanted Samuel L. Jackson to shout out, I've had it with these motherfucking lightsabers in my motherfucking Jedi Council or whatever.
I actually, the one thing, like, honestly, like, I can deal with all of it because I think I read fan fiction, or I did. I don't anymore. I don't have time for that. But I can deal with all of that, and I can understand different parts of the story and different things, and I'm fine with it. My friends and I used to act out the prequels all the time. We each picked like a character, and we went around being those people. So like I have no like problem. Guillermo, I will answer that. Clone Wars cartoon, and more importantly, Star Wars Rebels cartoon. Good shows. But
I like the Clone Wars, the 2-part.
The 2-part movie. Yeah, that was really good too.
That was the best thing to come out of episode 1 through 3.
Yeah.
And Weird Al's rip-off music video that came out like the weekend that the movie came out.
Yeah, and there was something that I was gonna say before I got distracted by the Clone Wars cartoon thing, because I do love the cartoons, but I definitely think that. Right, they are and they're not, and you know, the thing that made like the Star Wars movies so great is the lack of CGI, and the adventure, and we talk about this all the time. So I mean, I can totally see both sides, but the one thing for me that I'm really sad about is that we took away the canon of the expanded universe, and so we won't get Mara Jade.
100%.
That is the one thing that I'm very upset about
100%.
Across the board. Is we needed a Mara Jade.
Mara Jade is awesome.
Mara Jade is such a great character.
Cool. And Cam even said Crimson Empire was my jam. Talk about Mara Jade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, same storyline. I thought everything in Star Wars as a kid who is into it and watched the 20th anniversaries in theaters on opening night, and then into those original trilogies as they were coming out, I thought that they would start kind of working towards that, and I figured that 7 through 9 would be Luke and Mara and their kids and raising their kids, and I was very excited about that. And then J.J. Abrams took a shit on the property and was like, I'm going to write my own fanfiction.
That's not what happened. he wasn't allowed to use Mara Jade and all of that because that was canceled when Disney bought it. Disney didn't get all of that. So
They
Disney
didn't get
said
the
the
rights to
expanded
Mara
universe
Jade.
doesn't count in anything. And the reason that George sold it and the reason that all of that happened is because the Star Wars fandom shit all over him and we're mean to him and mean to everybody and we're hateful and they run people off the internet and I have a lot of problems with that. But anyway,
The best thing George Lucas ever did
was
though
sell
was
it to Disney.
what no. I mean, selling it to Disney, obviously that didn't do right because he should have sold Mara Jade with it,
Yes.
or whatever. But the best thing that George Lucas did was not direct Empire Strikes Back.
The movie,
Like
right.
go back further. He did not direct Empire Strikes Back, and that was smart.
My thing has always been because George wrote, the movie, the prequels, and the dialogue is so cringy. And if you guys want to entertain yourselves with jokes about that, Star Kid did, and I know I bring up Star Kid all the time, but Star Kid did an Anakin themed musical. And there's actually a point in there where they're like, how do you get the girl? And he's like, oh, let me give you these great lines. And he starts telling all the terrible lines that Anakin gives to Padme in the movie. And they're like, no girl would ever fall for that. And Jar Jar Binks is like, no. Misa think you could get a really nice girl like that. Misa says she look a lot like Natalie Portman. And so it's like, they make fun of how bad the dialogue is. But the thing is, to me, that always bothered me about that is, you made Carrie Fisher famous. Carrie Fisher went on to be the greatest, like one of the greatest script doctors in the world, and you didn't say, Carrie, for what I did for you, can you help me fix this terrible script with all this bad dialogue? Because you didn't realize that it was terrible. And I'm like, you had Carrie Fisher in your pocket. You could have had her fix your dialogue. She's such a great script doctor.
Should have made the first movie and passed it off. In the same way that he did with
the other one.
And then we have that terrible piece of crap movie that is Attack of the fucking Clones. Unfucking believable. And I get that you saw Gladiator and that was very in fashion at the time and that you had to make reference to other things, but everyone has been referencing you.
Yeah.
After all of these years, George Lucas.
Right.
Come up with your own fucking ideas. I don't have millions and millions and millions of dollars with the thing I've built. That's not something that I have. But I could imagine if I built a universe that was so big that I had millions and millions and millions of dollars, I'd be blinded by my own fame to new ideas. You know what I mean? You want to do fan services. Certainly.
Right.
When you're that big, you want the fan service. You want to.
Right. You want to say, Chewie, we're home while you walk into the Millennium Falcon.
Exactly.
Right.
And that is the fan service that it deserves to a certain degree. And that having that moment was great. And I can't believe that I fucking got ruined in a trailer. And it's why I don't watch trailers.
That's why I don't watch trailers.
That's another...
Go ahead.
TikTok.
I know. But I was going to say, with like a beautiful thing that actually happened in real life is Harrison Ford was doing the inaugural opening of the Star Wars land at Disney. And it was right after Peter Mayhew died. And in a tribute to that same moment and everything, he like tapped the Millennium Falcon before he opened up for people to go into it and said, this one's for you, Chewie. And I was watching the live stream and I bawled like a baby. I was like, oh my god, like that's
right, you're crying right now.
Right, I was like, that's not okay, you can't do that. But yeah. Oh yes, I'm gonna see what this says. Yes, he was surrounded by yes men saying he was doing a great job. Nobody would tell him. That's what I'm saying. He needed to bring Carrie Fisher in because Carrie Fisher had no problem telling all of you that you were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, bring in Carrie, who would have been like, you're doing all of this wrong.
Right.
And let me tell you why.
And BJ, same generation as me here, says, I was so hopeful that the Mara Jade and the Thrawn and Nagri storylines become a thing. And they should have just gotten Timothy Zahn to come in and freaking write all of it.
It's true. And that is the thing, to Guillermo's point, this is the great thing about the cartoons, is they do bring in some new things, and they can do whatever because they're cartoons, and so they bring in all the stuff. Like, we do get, like, the Ahsoka, and then the Star Wars Rebel with that whole crew that then comes into play into Rogue One, and Rogue One being such a beautiful movie. I love, love, love Rogue One.
And this is all post 4, 5, and 6?
No. Yes.
It is?
Well, Rogue One, leads
Rogue One's
to
prequel,
4.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want after 6.
When we don't have that, other than that's the thing. We haven't figured out how to do that.
Right. One piece has by Disney Plus.
Right. But at the time, like the Rebels, Rebels leads into Rogue One leads into 4, and now we're starting to see with Mandalorian like things that happen.
That the Rebels suck. Am I right? Am I right, Internet? You guys watching Mandalorian out there? Those Rebels suck.
I love but I love the part where they just randomly throw in there, like, well, when the Death Star was destroyed, the second one, and I was like, I see what you did there.
Yep.
I know where we are now. Thank you.
Yep.
Sometimes I forget, but thank you for filling me in. Anyway, all of that ramble that you guys started, that's on you.
Anyway, that's no, it's on us for showing Star Wars Darth Vader. If you guys do want a great Darth Vader series, read Star Wars Darth Vader. It is ongoing.
Yes.
It's not going to be a mini-series or anything. I'm thinking Vader's Castle. Vader's Castle was one shot.
Right.
We have that too.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And BJ said Shadows of the Empire was a good book and video game and comic and toy line.
And soundtrack.
And yes, and
multimedia experiment without a movie.
Renee, I had to go back. That's what I was looking for. Renee said I saw the Mandalorian this past Friday, and I was like, who is this new who are these new Mandalorians, and what's the deal with the Darksaber? I'm so behind.
Oh yeah. You should not have watched that if you didn't watch the first season.
Right, go back and watch the first season if you haven't yet.
It's only like 9 episodes, and they're only 45-minute episodes. I like that. That and Watchmen is how all shows should be done. 9 episodes, 45 minutes an episode. Get out. On to the next thing. No legacy number of 758 for me. We also do have this. This is the Pop Diorama. This is in stock right now. Of the Mandalorian and the child.
Yeah, it's so cute.
And the little the desert thing there. I love that it's floating in a little container, which we'll see if that container ever makes another appearance again.
Wait, I didn't see.
I'm not spoiling it for any of you guys. Come out there and get your Mandalorian on.
I'm like, I don't even...
Do you want to show them the?
I'm gonna show this too. Because this is actually the most adorable thing. So this is the talking Baby Yoda, or the child, however you want to reference him. He's so cute. He comes with a frog. What is the cutest thing about this is that Shopcat just discovered that this thing talks the other day, and she was very concerned because one of his sound effects is him crying, and Shopcat got really concerned that Baby Yoda was being mistreated and tried to get him out of the box. And she was so cute, just like nuzzling him and trying to make sure he was okay and comforting him.
She patted him on the head.
And she was just like, oh my gosh, you poor Baby Yoda. I hope that you're safe. And so she, if you play the sad crying Baby Yoda, Shopcat might come out just to make sure he's okay, because she has become the Mandalorian. I want to make her a little Mando armor and put her next to the Baby Yoda, because she's now like, this is my child and he goes where I do.
Right.
And she will protect him at all costs.
Pushing the button on him is like the Tusken Raiders calling out the sand dragon.
The sand dragon. So yeah, she's Shopcat in love with Baby Yoda to protect him. Like she is the Mandalorian.
Right.
And it's adorable.
Need a little costume for her. Well, is that it? That's all we got in stock?
That's our in stocks.
That's our in stocks. What about trades?
So I was talking to Matt about this earlier, and something that we don't talk about a lot is that we have the square bound comics / mini trades, whatever.
They're not trades.
Whatever you want to call them. I know some people, they're original graphic novels, they're, square bounds, whatever you want to call them. But we have a lot of them, and they're only $5 originally, like $6 originally, which means that being on the half off rack, they're only like $2 to $3. So I wanted to call some attention to some of them. I'm gonna not start with that one. Which one do I start with? I'm gonna start with this one. We have Aquaman Time and Tide, and this is like Aquaman and the Flash teaming up, and it's done by Peter David. And so I know a lot of people love Peter David for his Hulk work, for his Supergirl work. This is Peter David writing Aquaman, and it's a lot of fun to just get this, and it's like a $2 book. Maybe this one's like $4, but yeah. And then we've got a Green Lantern book with John Byrne art, also for like $3, $2. So And just a great way, like, for those of you who are like, oh, I don't know what book I want to look at, what I want to check out, but I kind of want to get to know these heroes. It's a great way to do it because these books are like $2 to $4. Um, we've got The Darkness and Batman. This is a Top Cow Image slash DC connecting thing, and I mean it's got everybody on it because it's got Loeb, it's got Silvestri, it's got everybody because of that. And The Darkness is celebrating its 25th anniversary this week. So we will actually have 25th anniversary commemorative Darkness books in stock this week.
Weird.
No, not a lot of them. So if you're interested in celebrating the 25th anniversary, let us know.
Crack a beer and celebrate that 20th anniversary of the 25th
Okay.
anniversary of the Darkness.
Right. Celebrate Top Cow.
Man, I got to take a day off work.
But I mean, it's cool if you're a big Image fan to celebrate these milestone moments for all of the Image characters.
Totally.
Speaking of weird milestone things that you should, there you go. Phil's already claiming that. The Darkness Batman one. Yeah, I got you down, sweet. Phil. You totally gotta check that out. That's gonna be sweet. This one, I was freaking out a little bit today because I secretly hope that nobody wants to buy this because this is Patton Oswalt and Pat Gleason teaming up to do a JLA story. This is early 2000s, and it's the story of a boy who his whole town is lifted onto the JLA watchtower because there's an alien invasion. What? And they send everybody back to their town, and this one kid kind of like hides so that he can she's already like Sai's already claiming it. He sends the one kid doesn't go back to his town, and he hides, and he's like doing like a photojournalist story of being on the watchtower. So definitely great. And yeah, Patton Oswalt, exactly. Yes, Sai, I knew you would want this when I saw it. I was like, I don't know how Sai missed this when she was here.
Pat Gleason's art's so cool. Patton Oswalt is doing the MODOK series that is coming out. He's also doing the show.
Yes.
So Patton Oswalt is his head has become large and square.
Yes.
In the last couple of months.
Also, thanks, Sai. Sai said I could read that before she buys it. Thank you. And then the last one that was really cool to me is this is actually War of the Worlds if Superman would have been a part of the world when the War of the Worlds happened. So there's actually scenes from like the movie in there. You know the scene where they're standing outside the pit and they're talking about the aliens landing and everything. Like that scene, it looks exactly like the movie. But then Superman has also already crashed. So we're already used to aliens like crashing on our planet. We've kind of already had this moment. We have Superman, but now Superman has to take on the aliens from the War of the Worlds. It's totally awesome. Nigel, yeah, that's fair.
He's like, yeah, that's fair.
I didn't think this book would make it past this live stream. That's why I saved it for
I'm not going to snap your spine, Nigel, but that's cool.
Yeah, it's super awesome. I was like, "What? Superman and War of the Worlds? This is legit."
And Roy Thomas doing it.
Right. It's oh man.
That's super neat.
You made a good choice, Nigel. I looked through it earlier. You definitely made a solid choice. So.
Cool. Thanks for watching, you guys. We've got another giveaway. We're not necessarily done yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this fun little prize pack here. This is a Book of Magic Annual number 1 from 1997.
What?
And I'm going to pair it with this Going Without Vertigo. Now we've moved on from Vertigo, apparently, but we still have titles from them. So this is the Hellblazer poster from the Tom Taylor Rise and Fall series that I love. So you get this Constantine Book of Magic, all these Sandman universe type things, Vertigo type books. And what you need to tell me is, let's do this, because we just talked about him forever. Who asked James Tynion to work on their book after seeing him, like, knowing him from working in marketing? So, to, like, make that less confusing. James Tynion was working in advertising, and some creator came to him and asked him to work on their book. Who was that creator, and what was the book? So, if you know that, you get both of these things. And I will tell you that the fact that this is DC Properties is definitely a hint. So, That's my question.
Power Rangers.
It was definitely not Power Rangers. Yes, I need the name of the person and the book. So if you know what book James Tynion first worked on, you'll definitely know who the person was. But if you can tell me both the book and the person, you get the poster and the book.
Two-part answer.
Two-part answer because you get 2 prizes.
Right. That's awesome.
I'm gonna count me. I think I'm gonna count Renee because I didn't say what issue. So yes, Renee, Scott Snyder, and it was Batman during the New 52.
Oh.
So and you get the poster, and you get the book is called
Books of Magic Annual. It's a nice thick book too.
Yeah. It was Batman issue 8, and basically, Scott Snyder came to him and said he wanted him to write a lot of the background information, and the media stuff that's in Court of Owls. And he was like, "How about you start on Batman number 8? You work with me on this, and we'll see what happens from there." And here we are talking about James Tynion for an hour.
Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 3 series worth. That's what everyone's going to remember Tynion for. I know.
Yes.
I know. Well, because that movie was amazing. I guess we're going to need to do the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie as one of these. Yes.
I just want to point out that Guillermo said, "I hate you, Renee," and then Renee turned around and said, "Give the books to Josh." So I feel like Guillermo is going to hate you even more now, Renee, because you gave the books
y'all
to
are
Josh.
so nice to each other. I love your diplomacy in the chat.
It's so great. As Guillermo is cursing your name, you give the books to somebody you don't know instead of your friend who also wants them. So, beautiful moment. But I love how much you regulate each other yourselves. It's wonderful.
You guys are the best.
It's so true.
A couple of keys that we got in stock this week. We were talking about Turtle Mania earlier, and that Turtle Mania is kind of coming back. We do have a Usagi Yojimbo #1. This thing is in awesome condition. This is a super hard book to find these days. His first appearance was in a graphic novel, but otherwise this is like the first comic 18-page kind of a thing of Usagi Yojimbo.
And he has an ongoing series, and nobody's picking it up. Mm-hmm. So if you guys are interested,
and a free comic book day comic.
Yeah.
If you guys wanted a free Usagi Yojimbo comic.
Yeah, and if you're interested in the ongoing Usagi Yojimbo comic, please let me know and I will start ordering it again, because I stopped because we didn't have anybody who was picking it up. But if you're interested in it, I could definitely, it is still ongoing and I'm happy to subscribe you to that.
Yeah, Usagi Yojimbo is pretty sweet. I should read the free comic book day and see if...
Yeah, he usually gets a free comic book day title too.
He usually does.
Yeah. Phil said stop telling people about it.
I know. Phil wants that.
Right.
He's got his eye on.
Right, and we saw how this worked when you kept telling people about your Bebop and Rocksteady, and now you...
Dude, don't even talk to me about that. Don't talk to me about it. Don't ever bring up again that I
will never bring up that book for you again. I'm sorry, baby.
I'm sorry. I thought it was smart to sell it for the nonprofit.
It was. You made the right choice.
But at the same time, yeah, we should sell our New Gods 1 too for the nonprofit.
If you want to do that, it's your book. Yeah, I didn't think so.
That is a straight face as I've seen you be telling a lie.
I support every decision you make as your wife.
You're so sweet, honey. I'm not selling that book.
I know.
And I shouldn't have sold that stupid Ninja Turtles Adventures #1.
You did a good job.
Phil's
laughing at you, by the way.
This is a Red Sonja #1, her first ongoing title. It's pretty cool. Nice shape. Got a couple of lines in there, but it's a nice book, nice corners and all that. Cool for the Red Sonja fan. It is Marvel.
Marvel had Red Sonja? Mm-hmm. Weird.
Absolutely. Speaking of Marvel, here is another one of these. This is that previews exclusive San Diego Comic-Con Venom #3. Renee's over there like, I got one of those. A super cool book. They are going up in price even more than they had been previously. But we've got one of those in. This is cool. This is a What If Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four. This is What If #1 of the first series.
Wow.
Super neat. And it's square bound also. oversized, square bound. I did press this guy. You can see the clarity on there. The funny thing about these old square bound books is that they put the staples on the inside.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you can feel it.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's still stapled because they hadn't figured out how to do square bound yet.
I actually like it better because I don't have to see the staples.
The staple does pop through in through the book a little bit.
Weird.
Yeah, it's strange. You can feel where the staples are, but these are how they used to do the old square bound books. And there it is. What If #1, Volume 1, #1.
That's crazy.
Super
Which
cool.
is that going up at all with the What If show being something they're talking about, or What Ifs are starting to skyrocket at all?
Hasn't yet. So far, we have only speculated on the ones that are actually confirmed to be part of the storyline for it, and no one really knows
what the storyline is
what
yet.
those are going to be yet. This is a good time to buy into the What If series, I think.
I think so.
But at the same time, each of the issues go anywhere from, I mean, the What If Jane Foster one, because of Love Home or whatever it's called, Love Sick, Love Thor. What?
I don't know what it's called now. Love and Hammer?
Love and Thor?
I don't know.
Love and Taika Waititi?
Whatever the new movie's called.
Whatever it is. Love and Hammer. I like that. I'm going to start calling it Love and Hammer. Love and Mjolnir.
Phil said put the Usagi Jumbo in his box. He said, "Will you just put that in my box?"
I'll just put it in your box, man. You can hold on to it. Yeah, we don't know what that's going to be, but that issue is skyrocketed.
Yes, because that actually is something that happened later on in the comics and is what is happening in the movie.
Exactly. So that's kind of the desirable what if at this point.
Love and Thunder. Thank you,
thunder.
Nigel.
Thunder.
That makes sense because Thor is the god of thunder.
Right.
It's,
Love and Portman.
Right. Natalie Portman's gonna crush it.
Right.
I'm so excited to see her do that. And there was a big thing because everybody was like, "Oh, I can't believe this! Like, why are they trying to force Thor to be a woman?" And I'm like, "Did you guys know that happened in like the '70s?"
Can you guys read a fucking comic book? Right. I hate to say that, but if you're gonna complain about it,
you got to read the book first.
Yeah, you got to at least know a little bit before you complain.
There's so many people who said, "Oh, I can't believe they're forcing this female agenda," and I was like, "It's not forced; it already happened
in the '70s, fucko."
Right. It was just like when they killed Gwen Stacy in Amazing Spider-Man, and people were like, I can't believe they did that." And I'm like, they did it in the comics in the '70s. Like, come on.
You know what? Go on your little eBay device right now and go find a death of Gwen Stacy because you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Fucko.
By the way, hi Dave. We love you. Dave just said hi.
Oh, what's up, Dave?
Cameron said the movie's called Thunder Love.
Thunder Love. I like that too.
And Nigel said it'll be her second best performance with the shaved head. I actually think she might do a better job in this movie than she did in V for Vendetta. And not just because I think the book is 1,000 times better than the V for Vendetta movie, but I just think that if they actually go with the Jane Foster Thor storyline from the comics, and she does have cancer and she is having to like use the power of the hammer to like survive and like be a hero while she's also dying, like in reality, I think it's gonna be an incredibly strong, amazing. It's gonna be like Captain America and Black Panther, where it's like, wow, that was just a really good movie. I think it'll be great if Natalie Portman actually gets that script handed to her and gets to do that story. I think it'll be really good.
Why did Natalie Portman shave her head in V for Vendetta?
Because when she's in prison,
oh,
she shaves her
that's
head.
Right. They put her in the prison thing.
And they actually did that in one take because obviously they couldn't get a second take out of that. But they actually shaved Natalie Portman's head on camera and had to get it right the first time. So she had to nail exactly the emotion for every shot of that because they didn't have the ability to do it again.
That's how live haircutting scenes go in films.
Mm-hmm. Right. Anne Hathaway, Les Mis, also did the same thing.
Well, we've shown you a couple of keys. We've only got 2 more, and some of you guys know what these are. This is Secret Wars number 8. This is not the first appearance of the black suit.
No.
I don't want to hear it. It is the origin of the black suit and what it means to be overcome with a symbiote, which is awesome.
I like that explanation of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. This is like the origin of where the venom comes from in him. Before there is a venom.
Right, the symbiote.
Almost 50 issues before a venom. This is why.
Right.
Yeah. And Origin of the Black Suit, awesome copy of Secret Wars, really nice, super sharp corners, unbelievable condition copy, and it's been pressed, super nice.
And we also have the CGC version too.
We do have a CGC version that's signed by Jim Shooter and Mike Zeck and John Beatty, which is super neat, and it's a 9.2, and it's unbelievable.
That's insane.
Yep.
I didn't realize it was a 9.2. I don't think I even knew that. That's crazy.
That's a 9.2.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Good
in
job.
The nines.
Good job.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's press that too. Last book of our key thing, and everyone loves the Secret Wars 8. Secret Wars 8 is like totally second tier for me to this book, which is Amazing Spider-Man 252. This is the actual first appearance of Spider-Man's black costume.
And an amazing, always recreated
Amazing Fantasy 15 homage.
Right, it's an Amazing Fantasy 15 homage that gets that's like the Amazing Fantasy 15 homage to me. Like, because Amazing Fantasy 15 obviously gets recreated all the time, but this is so perfect because he's got the new suit and it's like recreating that moment.
And it's 252. It's a cover of its own. We don't talk about it as an homage. We talk about it as 250. Right. You're like, oh, it's 252. It's awesome. But we're not like, oh yeah, 250. You know that the amazing cover, the homage cover. We never say that. We're like, 252, the first black suit. It's super sweet. I love the coloration on this one. I think that the coloration on this might even be cooler to me than AF15. I mean, AF15 is an awesome cover, but I love that red sky with the yellow streak lines behind it. And black suits.
Guillermo
I've been wanting this for a long time.
Guillermo said Secret Wars 8 is the first key he ever bought.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Super nice. That's great. That is a great first key.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of these are stuff that gets remade and homaged and put into a reprint comic photo backdrop on an action figure all the time, made into trading cards and things like that. This is one that I've actually been looking for, but I have no problem selling this. I thought I didn't have a problem selling Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures #1, and then I sold it, and now I have a problem.
But you definitely don't have a problem selling.
I don't have a problem with this. This will be around. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures #1 you will never see again with your eyes.
I mean, that's possible.
I don't think you will. And I think if you do, you will see it for $1,000.
That's possible.
Because I've seen a Batman Adventures 12 for $1,000.
Oh, you've seen a Batman Adventures 12? Yeah. I've never seen a Batman Adventures 12 with my eyeballs.
Right. And that's kind of the thing. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures #1 is the show, the show made into the book, put out by RG Comics, and it's the first appearance of Bebop and Rocksteady and Krang in comics. Whereas Batman Adventures #12 is the first appearance of Harley Quinn in comics. Bebop, Rocksteady, and Krang were made for the TV show. Harley Quinn is made for the animated series, right? Exactly. So you take these animated series, you put them into comic books, and those comics, of course, those characters are still in it. Bebop, Rocksteady are in the Jenica miniseries.
Right, but how much is a first appearance of Livewire in comics?
$120
So
now.
See, like that. I mean, maybe this one won't be a huge thing.
But Livewire isn't in every Batman or every Superman comic to this day.
That's true.
Bebop and Rocksteady are in every Ninja Turtles comic now, and they're like the henchmen of the Shredder that everyone knows.
They're the ones you know.
And if you don't know Shredder, you know Krang.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
Right, because everybody gets Krang and Kang confused.
Right, exactly.
And by everybody, I mean me. The names are too confusing.
He's too commonplace. It's way more commonplace than anything else. And now that it's become known that is their first appearance in comics, and now that first appearances are hot, and now that Ninja Turtles are back, you'll never see that book again.
That's fair.
And this book will come around. It'll come and go. Not in this condition. This condition
that condition is great.
Super pristine. The guy who had it and brought it to us, he put it into a box when he was a kid, and he eventually brought it here. And he said he's moved a few times, but he's never ever taken it out. And he read it once when he was a kid, and that was it.
This is unrelated, but I mean, just based off Guillermo's comments, you know what the first key you ever bought was?
Maybe Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow? Superman?
Yeah.
Maybe. Bought small keys first.
Right.
Like the first big key I bought?
First big key.
No?
No, that's not it?
No, I don't know.
Oh, no, you don't know. Okay.
don't
I was
know.
just curious.
I also feel like I don't have any super big keys.
Right, I was thinking about that. Just Guillermo's comment of that's the first key I ever bought. I own 2 keys. Literally just 2.
Edge of Spider-Verse and Lois Lane.
Mm-hmm. I think those are the only keys that I technically own.
Yeah.
I don't think I own any other ones.
Yeah. People ask me all the time here, they're like, what's, being the comic book store owner, what's the big key that you own? I'm like, Fantastic Four 4056.
Right, you have that Black Bolt.
Yeah, we've got that.
Mm-hmm.
46.
46. Right. And you have a lot of Jack
New
Kirby.
Gods
right,
was a
New
gift.
Gods was a gift, so you didn't buy that.
Swamp Thing was a gift.
Uh-huh.
Swamp Thing 1 was a gift. I don't have any other keys.
Right.
Because, like, Watchmen 1 isn't a key.
Right, it's like a lot of things aren't really...
V for Vendetta 1.
It should be a key, but it's not. The whole series should be a key.
The entire series,
the
every
entire
issue.
series is a key. You should all read it if you haven't.
Yeah, but otherwise...
Yeah.
Godzilla #1, I have 2 copies of now.
The Marvel Godzilla.
The Marvel Godzilla, first appearance of Godzilla in comics, which I never thought I would have multiple copies of a key. I've always kind of wanted multiple copies of one of my grails, and now I do, which is neat, and I'm glad that it's Godzilla.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, I don't really have, like, everything else is small keys for me.
Yeah.
First Devil Dinosaur.
It's adorable.
Right, like, I think it's super awesome. Demon, the Demon #1.
Right, you finally got that.
Finally got that. And it's not, that's my favorite comic book cover of all time. But it's not a Mega Ultra key or anything. I don't really care about any of the Mega Ultra keys. I would like a Daredevil #1. I'd like a House of Secrets 92.
Right, Nigel said his was Dark Knight Returns #1, and Cameron says New Mutants 98 was his first key that he bought.
Wow,
good job,
awesome.
Cam. Yeah,
I would like the New Mutants graphic novel.
Yeah,
the New Mutants pre #1 graphic novel. That's actually the first appearance of all the New Mutants. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's super cool. You just got the first appearance of Ileana Rasputin in comics.
I did.
Or as an adult.
As an adult.
Technically, giant size, she's a baby, but
right.
As an adult, first appearance is 160, 170, X-Men 170. That's a cool book.
That's a cool book.
It's a super cool book. To me, that's a huge key.
Right.
We have Death of Phoenix. I mean, that's not a big key either, right? And I still don't have a Days of Future Past. That one I'm also sad that we sold.
Because you don't have one.
I don't have a Days of Future Past. It also had, Renee and I talked about this in shop back in the day when they would send out comics, and if you had a subscription, they would stamp your comic with the street date. And Josh bought it, and I'm proud of you, Josh, for getting it. I'm glad somebody who loves X-Men has it. And it's stamped October 31st.
Oh, wow.
And it's across the X. And it's like a nice, clean stamp.
It was beautifully stamped.
Beautiful stamp of October 31st, which is super neat on a Days of Future Past. And that's something you're not going to find probably ever again, and especially with a clean stamp like that on it. So I don't know. I definitely am not hurting about that one as much as I am the Ninja Turtles Adventures.
I'm waiting to see if all of my Scarlet Witch and Vision comics go up once the show comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm curious about that. Like, will my Scarlet Witch and Vision comics that are just great stories become a thing? And Tom King's The Vision, like, everybody's talking about how this is just Tom King's The Vision as a show. So do those issues become something? Because they're already hard to find.
Right.
Already incredibly hard to find. And then when you do find them, they're never cheap. And so it's like, are those going to go up to be even more, because everybody's gonna realize that show just looks exactly like Tom King's story? So I'm just really cool. Josh says it's a really cool, clean book. Yeah. Very happy that you got that, Josh.
Happy that you got that one, man.
Yeah.
Especially with that stamp. It's, again, you're not gonna find that anywhere else, which is super neat. I also have the first Clock King. I was talking to Cam about this. Yeah. I love my first Clock King. And I have a Jeannie Olsen 134, 133.
While we wait.
There it is.
Yay! I have no idea how long we've been frozen for.
Sorry, guys.
And so sorry about that.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Right, Nigel says that's cool and all, but do you have a Dark Hawk number 1? No, but I have a Sleepwalker number 1.
We have a Dark Hawk number 1 on the wall.
We do have a Dark Hawk number
1. I have sold 8 copies of Dark Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
This guy actually at a convention said, "I'll give you $20 for it," and I said, "Dude, I'll sell that on eBay for $40 all day." He's like, "Here's $40." Dark Hawk.
What I was gonna say before the live stream cut out for a second is I remember I was sitting in line for Winter Soldier, and this guy was like, you say you I hear you and your friends talking about how you like comic books. If you like comic books, what's your biggest key? And we talked. I was like, I mean, what do you mean by my biggest key? And he was like, like the most important book you have. And I was like, I mean, I don't really know. Like, I have a couple of books that are cool, and I remember just talking about it. And I've talked to so many guys since then. And I'm always like, I always just name like, oh, I really like that book where Gwen Stacy gets spider powers. And everybody made fun of me for so long because I was always like, because they were like, it's not an important book. And now it's a $400 book. And
it's a $600 book.
It's a $600 book.
That city has it for $400. You're getting a deal here.
But I'm like, I always laugh because for so long there were so many people who I'd be like, well, and they're like, oh, so you just read books off the wall. And I'm like, yeah. I just read comic books. Like, that's what I do. And I remember getting made fun of because I was like, well, I really liked the fact that, like, Peter died and Gwen got the superpowers. And they were, like, making fun of me for so long. And now that book is worth so much money. And I just kind of find it funny because, like, Brian from Simple Man's Comics always say, just, like, buy what you like. And you'll always be happy with the decision you made. And I got made fun of for so long for that being my choice. And then the book that I bought that I was always like, well, that's my favorite book. And people were like, that's stupid. And now it's like one of the most important books out there.
That's what they do.
And so it's great. And so that's what I like about this conversation is you're like my Z-Man number 1. It's my favorite cover in comics. And it's like that book's not, you just said, like it's not really worth anything. I just love it. And we had a little boy in today with his family, and he was just like a little kid version of you. He was like, I want to know about the paper quality and the history, and like, does this book crack? If like, and how do you stop books from cracking? Is there something you can do to restore them? Like, he had all these questions about this, and he's like, I really just like Jack Kirby's art, and I want to buy books made by Jack Kirby, and they're not like you're like they're not necessarily like super valuable on all the books, and the kid's like, I don't care, I just want Jack Kirby's art because I love it. And it's so great because he's saying like all of these things, like I want these valuable books and I want to do all this stuff with them and clean them and keep them safe forever. And it's like, to him, the value is that's his favorite artist, and he loved that. And that is the ultimate value of the book, is like, what does it mean to you? And that's what I love. Like, you're like, I have these keys, but really they're only key to me. Like, they're kind of keys to the rest of the world. And it's like, like, yeah, like, I love my Lois Lane, like, Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane. And yeah, it's the first appearance of Catwoman in the Silver Age. And it's a minor key at most, but to me, I'm like, they finally let Catwoman back into the comics, and that's such a big deal to me because it does speak so much to the fact that, like, the women could be something other than just the girlfriend.
Right.
And so it's such a big thing. And yeah, like Josh said, my Wolverine collection, they're my keys. Like, it's like whatever you love, like that's such a key to you, and that's so important.
Absolutely. Those are the biggest things. Like that first Ileana Rasputin comic. It's not worth a lot of money.
It's like a $10 book, maybe.
Yeah, but it's the first one. Like, that's super
magic.
cool. Right.
Yeah.
You love magic. Like, that's a super sweet book to have.
Yeah.
More of the keys that I would want end up becoming grails.
Yeah.
Because they're the things that I really want that actually, the ones that I really want aren't that affordable.
Right.
The ones that are really actually like, oh my god, that's so unbelievably cool.
Unless Renee decides to sell you that Mr. Zero.
Right, exactly. Renee's not going to do it. So I'm going to check down somewhere else. But, like, First Thunderbolts isn't a big thing for me. I mean, I like Rogue, but Rogue's not going to be, like, the key that I want to have.
Right, buy what you like.
Right, and what do I want? Cyclops? First Cyclops? Okay, so I need an X-Men 1.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what I really liked watching when I was a kid? Bebop, Rocksteady, and Krang. And I sold that book.
It's okay, babe. It's
Sold
okay.
that book. It's
well,
fine.
I'm gonna find you one for Christmas.
It's fine. No, you're not.
Yes,
They're
I
a
am.
fortune.
It's fine. I'm gonna do it. Phil, if you can help me out with that, Phil, let me know if you find one before me. Renee,
at that point, just give me a 95. It's cheaper. It would be cheaper. It's cheaper to get a Ninja Turtles 95. A Jenica
and you want a
is
Jenica more than
cheaper
a Rocksteady?
at this point. Yeah, because you're not going to be able to get an Adventures one anymore. They're like $150 now.
We'll
like,
see. I have magical powers.
We'll see. We'll see. Let's give you guys something. Thanks for again listening to us rant tonight about stuffs.
What are we talking about? Where were we at? We'll do this. This is a brand new poster that just came in, and I don't know why it came in when it did, but
oh yeah, this is cool.
Aww. Thank you, Josh. Josh said he might have that Turtles book, and he's gonna check for you.
Oh my God, Josh, I doubt you will. And please don't do that. But thank you.
So
this, I believe they put this out because the Marvel Tales Hellstrom came out, and this is the cover of the Marvel Tales Hellstrom.
Yeah.
But this is a super cool Hellstrom poster. I don't know if you guys actually want to hang up this devil poster in your house.
This is Enyaq Lee. So
it is Enyaq Lee?
Yeah.
This will look great in your child's bedroom. Hanging across from their bed or on their ceiling is another good place for this.
And you win this poster by telling me Ultron created his own wife. What was her name and what is her first appearance?
Oh, I know.
You know this one?
I know this one.
I'm so proud of you.
I know this one.
I love when you know the answer and you can't answer. So yeah, what Ultron created somebody to be his wife. What was her name and what was her first appearance? You gotta give me both first appearance and name.
Yep. And you get this awesome demonic Hellstrom
right, you get this Hellstrom poster, which is super sweet.
The Hellstrom name has an upside down pentagram, but he's got a right side up pentagram on his chest.
And I would also like to point out that just because your pentagram is upside down doesn't mean it's demonic. That is false advertising. It is not satanic just because it's upside down. Yes, Josh, that is correct. It was Joe Costa in Avengers 162. You are getting this poster, and as Matt said, you can hang it in Oliver's room.
Hang it in Oliver's room, right above his bed, looking down at him.
Please don't do that.
Josh is like, I've got so many posters now. I gotta run out of room in the man cave.
Renee said her name is Mrs. Madge L. Ultron. I love that. That's a beautiful name, and somebody should totally write that.
That's super cool. We got Dollar Book Club tomorrow night. We guys have to do a shout out for our Dollar Book Club. We are doing Stop Girl #1.
And we are out of the single issues because so many of you have been excited about this book since we said we were going to do it.
Yep.
We do have the trade in stock, and because it is an Image trade and it is the first volume, it is only $10.
$10.
So
Image does such a great job with that.
If you guys don't know, this is done by the same creator of Scott Pilgrim. So if you are a fan of Scott Pilgrim, you might want to join us on this book club tomorrow night. Unfortunately, I once again cannot sell you the issue. I can sell you this $10 trade for the first 6 issues. I don't know.
It doesn't say.
A certain amount. But you guys should totally check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited because I love Brian Lee O'Malley.
Yes.
Love him.
Right. If you guys like Scott Pilgrim and you guys are all about the Scott Pilgrim thing, this is a great chance to read Scott Pilgrim because they probably won't make Scott Pilgrim into a $1 book.
No, because Scott Pilgrim was a graphic novel. It was not individual comics, so you're not going to get a $1 one.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So this is our probably going to end up becoming a little bit of a Scott Pilgrim
conversation. It will probably end up becoming a Scott Pilgrim conversation because Brian Lee O'Malley's art is the same all the time.
Which will be super fun.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be awesome. And so this is tomorrow night. We're going to go on Zoom at 8:30 p.m. There is a event link for it on this Facebook page that you guys are watching this on right now.
There is, because I made the event today like an adult, guys. I'm super excited.
It even matches the thing
I would love to cosplay Snot Girl.
Super cute.
You should cosplay Snot Girl.
Well, do Scott Pilgrim and You do Scott
I
Girl.
mean, I could just do Ramona at that point.
Scott Girl.
Scott Girl. Snot Girl.
Scott Girl and Snot Pilgrim.
I feel like at that point we should just do Ramona and Scott. I have the rollerblades that I bought to do a Ramona cosplay.
You did.
I do have an Envy Adams cosplay that I haven't used in forever, so.
And at that point, just do Hit Girl.
Right. We could do Kick-Ass and Hit Girl. That'd be awesome.
Would also be awesome.
Okay.
But that's tomorrow night at 8:30 on Zoom. Join us and talk about it. And if you haven't read it, I always have to say, this is a great time to come in. It's more fun if you haven't read the book and you read it and then you come to it with this fresh perspective and you're like, that's something that I see all the time when I'm at the comic book shop and I know what Snot Girl is. I've heard that that is a comic that exists in the world. Like me, I haven't read it yet. I've heard that that's a comic that exists in the world, and now I'm going to know about it. And I'm going to be able to say, I've read that. We did that for book club.
And I'm going to be honest, this trade has like a little gash right here, so I will actually give it to you for a discounted rate if you need to buy the trade after you read the single issue or before, because I am actually bothered by how much that little gash in that trade is.
It's bothering you.
It bothers me. It's terrible.
We'll give you a discount on the trade.
We give you a discount. That said, announcement, like, you're all excited about this because the book club after this one is gonna be Storm and Magic.
Liliana.
I'm very excited.
Magic. So,
it's technically Magic #1.
Technically. So we're talking about this coming up next in the news segment a little bit, but New Mutants drops on Tuesday. 48 hours from now.
I can't even wait.
On digital and digital video on VHS.
Hours from now.
Yeah. So if you need your get your VHS player loaded up, ready to go for that because it's coming out to you. Available at your local Blockbuster. Pick that guy up. Rent it. 24-hour rental. Unbelievable. $4.99. Gonna be a good book. Or
you can buy it on the internet
digitally whatever.
Or in a DVD form. I'm super excited. It's what Matt wants for Christmas. If you beat me to it, it's cool.
I freaking love the New Mutants movie. Most of you guys at this point have seen it. If you haven't, it comes out on Tuesday, and then a week from tomorrow we'll be doing this book, which will be cool, so even more people will have seen it because it's going to be out and it's going to be like, oh my god, New Mutants.
I'm so excited.
Magic was so freaking cool.
Right, I'll wear my movie costume again for this this live stream. Oh, I just lost my pen, so don't offer to buy things. So, okay, Sai, I got you for a Snot Girl.
But we're going to let everybody read it tomorrow. For the thing. And we definitely will read that one first.
Yeah, because we need to read it for the book club.
Read it for book club. So you might be reading that this evening. But yeah.
Yeah. Josh said if you haven't been reading X of Swords, magic is the best part.
I've heard that too.
I have heard that as well.
Heard that too. So join us 1 week from tomorrow for Storm and Liliana Magic.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Very
absolutely.
excited.
And this is the origin of magic.
Yes.
Yes.
It's gonna be awesome.
Super sweet.
I'm giving this away.
That's a giveaway.
Yeah, that's a giveaway.
Bam! Giveaway. We're going to give you guys a copy, and then you got a week to pick it up.
Yeah. And your question is, what book series won Marv Wolfman and George Perez a 1985 and 1986 Jack Kirby Award for Best Finite Series? They won it both years. 85 and 86. So obvious. It's totally an obvious answer.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and if you guys don't know, for the record, for people who don't know playing at home, the Eisner Awards used to be called the Jack Kirby Awards. I don't know why they took the title away from Jack Kirby. I definitely think Eisner needed its own award. I think Eisner sounds more like an award than Jack Kirby Awards.
Right, Kirby Award.
Kirby Award would have been a fine title. But they took them away, and they are now the Eisner Awards. So it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, Renee, nailing it. It was Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yes.
Bam. And now you're forced to join us for book club, Renee. Give us all of your
right, you gotta read this book.
Your insights
right.
on the origin of magic.
Right. That's getting Renee into Marvel. We're gonna make it happen one way or another right here.
And that is a good point. I say, oh, you got to bring your knowledge to book club is the wrong thing. It's bring your insights about what you read in the one book to book club.
And that's what we talk about this a lot on the live stream, and we definitely bring it up again in book club. is that it is important to know that, like, for us, like, reading these $1 classic issues, these are books that you're not going to get your hands on necessarily. Like, we read Amazing Spider-Man #1. You're not going to get that in the wild, and if you do, you're not going to read it. And it's so great to be able to read these and then come into this and say, I don't know anything about it. I don't know what this book was. I've heard of this character, or I haven't heard of this character. And I love that, because there's some people who this is their favorite book of all time and they have so much knowledge. We just did Chuck Dixon's Robin last week. And it's, that big Tim Drake moment. And so many people came in and they were like, I didn't know there was a Robin past Dick Grayson. And some people were like, I knew there were other Robins like Jason Todd because I contributed to that hotline to kill him or to save him. And so it's like,
and then there was, oh my God, I love Tim Drake, and this was my favorite Tim Drake story of all time, right? And I freaking love this.
Right, or I came in and I was like, I worked as a writer on a Tim Drake show.
Right.
Like, it's...
And I haven't even read this issue in years, right. And I need to reread it because I just know this issue so well.
Right.
And you get all sides.
You get all sides, and you get people who are like, I loved it so much I kept going beforehand, so I know all of this extra stuff that I can provide to you guys. So it's such a great mixture of people who bring different things. And so what I love about book club is we talk about all the time that comic books give you the view outside someone else's window. And what I love about book club is that it gives you somebody else's view of that view. Because if I show you a photograph and I say, what do you see in this picture? You probably notice something else. And you know that because you take these Facebook quizzes that are like, see the thing, what did you see first in this picture? This tells you about your personality type. And it's that right there. It's what do you bring to the table when you saw somebody else's viewpoint. And so now you've seen this viewpoint, and now you're relaying back to me what your viewpoint on that viewpoint was, like your thoughts on that viewpoint are. And I love book club because we get so many different things. We had a great conversation when we did the book club that about Cyclops, and everybody was like, oh, well, we had some people who were like, well, I don't like Cyclops. And then there was like the us of the moment who were like, well, think about what it's like to be a leader when you didn't you are so proud of yourself because you worked out how to be a leader, but then somebody comes in and says, well, that's not how you should have led the whole time because that's not what I would have done. And these like, okay, well, what would you do in this situation? And you get to have these great conversations about that. And so even if you have never been to exposed to these things, it's a great way to know what it is and how it works, and get to have like your first like insight into this, and then kind of have a commentary on it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a great way of saying it.
Renee said, I don't know if I can get to Austin before book club, so do you want to give it to Chad? But he is also saying, I know nothing about Marvel and I'm trying to learn.
I can also mail it to you.
We can mail it to you, Renee, if you want to just send us your address, if we don't already have it.
Absolutely. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have it. I have sent everything for Renee through Gearable in the past. So if you want to do that, private message us, Renee, and I'll shoot you the book. And then you can get on your Marvel, especially with this week with New Mutants coming out.
Yeah, buy the movie, watch it. It's great.
Comic industry news. New Mutants comes out Tuesday.
That's the most SNL segue ever.
Click. There it is. Hey.
I just told you this thing, and it's still true.
And it's still true. Absolutely. Get New Mutants on Tuesday. If you haven't seen it yet, Tuesday morning when you wake up, you click download on your movie or however it works. I don't know. You get on your PlayStation network and say download or whatever. And then
Amazon something.
Back in my day, you have to dial up to the internet, and then it takes an hour and a half to 4 hours to download a movie or whatever. It'll be done tomorrow morning, and then Wednesday morning with your coffee, watch the movie. However it works for you. Get that movie the second that you wake up. You should probably just call off work on Tuesday.
You should.
Really, you should call off work. You should buy that movie, and then you should just sit there and watch it like 4 or 5 times and analyze it and be ready for book club on Monday to talk about magic.
Yeah, a week from. Ram said, look up Pixie Quinn cosplay. She cosplays as Magic. I will once again throw out Windress cosplay, who is one of the greatest humans to ever walk the planet, who also does an extraordinary Magic cosplay. If you guys are into cosplay and seeing people bring characters to life, outside of Anya Taylor-Joy, she is probably the human I've seen do the best job of bringing Magic to life, and it's so good. and wonderful, and she's also
Anya Taylor-Joy is magic.
Anya Taylor-Joy is magic. Good Lord. I don't know, Guillermo, and that is the second point of this. Is Guillermo said, is this going to go to Disney Plus? That is a good question because they do own it now, but who knows?
First Class isn't on there yet.
Right.
Dark Phoenix isn't on there yet.
But the new, right, but the old X-Men movies are. So,
and Days of Future Past and Apocalypse are.
Right.
But not the first one and the last one.
So who knows?
Which are arguably my favorite.
Right. And Josh says eventually. Well, I agreed. I think eventually it will. I doubt it'll go on Tuesday. They should have done like they did with Mulan and have it come on with like the premiere package kind of thing. Like
take my money.
I would have given it to them.
No, I would pay the $30 to own the Blu-ray
right.
that came with the digital copy.
Yes.
And then have it for forever.
I'm very excited. Matt will be going to a store on Tuesday for like.
No, I told you I want.
I know
you
want it for Christmas. That's not gonna happen.
Wait, we're broke.
It's fine. I'm gonna.
But we run a nonprofit and don't take paychecks to do this.
Right, that's true. And
we don't have money for this.
This is what we do. So, that said, when we're talking about amazing things that happen this week / this day, my comic book news and things I want for Christmas situation is today is the 35th anniversary of Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer. That's beautiful. There's actually a video where I do this, and our buddy Caleb, who runs the toy museum, I was dressed as Rainbow Bright, and I went like that, and he's like, I'm gonna Photoshop in a rainbow, and he couldn't figure out how to do that, so he Photoshopped in lightning. So it's like I'm Stormy instead of Rainbow Bright. Anyway, that's all in the Rainbow Bright and Star Stealer. If you guys don't know who any of those people are, it's 35 years since
it's the movie. It's the Rainbow Bright movie. Yeah, and if you guys are like, what, Rainbow Bright? That was the thing when I was a kid with strawberry shortcake and all that. Different property. Marvel versus DC when it comes to Rainbow Bright versus Strawberry Shortcake.
That's very true.
I hate to mansplain Rainbow Bright right now, but I kind of feel like I'm gonna.
It's like the hottest thing in the world to me, so.
It is awesome. If you guys are fans of Transformers or Ninja Turtles or Thundercats, you might as well watch Rainbow Bright 2. It's the exact same thing. It's the same concept of a story. It's the same adventure. It's the same like high stakes and character arc meets existential crisis that turns into character arc with the whole thing. Except that the dude in it has a horse called Onyx. And Onyx is a black horse, and his legs turn back into little rocket engines.
Right, he's a robot horse.
Shoots out his robot horse.
He is not the most magnificent horse in the universe because that, according to himself, is Rainbow Bright's horse.
Right, Rainbow Bright's horse will tell you that it's the most magnificent horse in the universe. But Onyx is super freaking cool. Watch it if you haven't seen it. Oh my God, what are you doing?
35th anniversary.
35th anniversary.
And if you didn't read it, there were 5 issues of a wonderful book by Jeremy Whitley where he reimagined Rainbow Bright kind of for the modern world. It was wonderful for IDW. There is a trade of those five issues. It was wonderful. And thank you, Jeremy, for modernizing the term to color guardians and not what we called it in the 80s, which was not the best choice of terms for how we named the color guardians, which I'm only going to use that terminology for it from now on.
We can't even say it.
I don't even want to say it on the live stream. But if you guys didn't know, Rainbow Bright is a little girl who is essentially a human girl, and she gets chosen basically to find a magic belt. The magic belt gives her the power of the rainbow, and then she is in charge of bringing spring and happiness and wonder to the world. And she lives in Rainbow Land from then on with a bunch of color guardians who represent each of the colors of the rainbow, who also help the sprites, who are these little amazing adorable creatures, and they harvest crystals that help bring magic and wonder to the world in the different colors.
Getting some Rainbow Bright love.
Yes,
in the comments right now.
I'm very excited. I said Caleb, who runs the Texas Toy Museum, gave her a stuffy of Rainbow Bright's horse that she loves so much. I actually have a plaque from the Toy Museum because the original Rainbow Bright exhibit at the Toy Museum was dedicated to me. Which is like my claim to fame. No matter what else I do in the world, the fact that a Rainbow Bright exhibit was dedicated to me is still the greatest accomplishment I will ever have because
it was cute.
only have ever wanted to be Rainbow Bright since since I was born. My childhood bedroom was just Rainbow Bright. I had a Rainbow Bright canopy bed, and there's a picture of me in like Rainbow Bright PJs and a Rainbow Bright under Rainbow Bright blankets with the Rainbow Bright canopy bed going on. Around the time that Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer came out, I was literally the ad from the catalog. Like there's an ad from like the Sears catalog, and my mom.
And you're in it?
No, not literally.
Oh.
Figuratively.
You were literally in it.
I was literally living the dream because my mom bought everything
Right.
out of the ad
Right.
and put it in my room. So I was like, she had taken the ad and put it in there. So thanks, Mom. Chad
Yes.
said, this
So
is
it's
great.
it's Martin Andell's 105th birthday. He's the creator of Green Lantern. That is super sweet.
That's super sweet.
Yes.
Also, Color Guardians.
Yes.
That lines up perfectly.
Color Guardians, Green Lantern. Yes. Rainbow Bright is a female Green Lantern.
100%.
In 80s kid lens.
100%. It is just the Green Lantern. It is the Lantern core explained for 80s girls.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
My birthday every year, my friend Ashley, her brother, every year on my birthday posts the Rainbow Bright song from Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealers, where they're trying to wake up Rainbow Bright because everybody else gets up and they're trying to get the job done, and Rainbow Bright's still sleeping, and they all like stand around Rainbow Bright's bed and they're like, "Wake up, Rainbow Bright!" And he posts that on my timeline, my news feed every year for my birthday. I guess it is on my timeline, but every year for my birthday. To remind me that it's my birthday and Rainbow Bright's great. And actually, Caleb from the Texas Toy Museum and my friend Ashley actually threw me a Rainbow Bright themed surprise party a couple years back for my birthday.
It's Shannon's property.
It's my thing, guys. Mm-hmm. So I think if Jeremy Whitley is not going to be able to finish Rainbow Bright, hit me up, IGW, who owns the rights, because I will gladly give you another title if you need one.
Absolutely. Before that, there was only one other Rainbow Bright comic, which was the movie adaptation
of Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealers, which came out 35 years ago today. Hence the circle. And that is my Grail comic that is all of $12 on the internet. If you want to buy it for me, I will accept it in happiness.
Chad Bokelman has a fantastic Green Lantern podcast called Lanterncast. We've shouted out a few times here on our live stream. Subscribe to Lanterncast. It is not only great for Green Lantern, but it's also great if you just like cool interviews with comic book creators. We live in a world where everyone thinks that they can have a podcast because they have access to microphones and the ability to record one. Not everyone is a great interviewer. Chad is a great interviewer. I love listening 100%. To Chad's interviews. There are some people who can do it really well. There's some people who can't do it really well. Chad is one of the ones who can do it really well.
We actually listened to it the entire way back from Chicago, which is an 18-hour drive.
It's like an 18-hour drive. At least like 6-7 hours of there. We're spent listening to those interviews. They're unbelievable. Great interviews with some amazing creators, and it's super fun. And just if you like the history of comics, it's called Lanterncast. Subscribe to that. And Chad, you should do a Rainbow Bright and the parallels between Rainbow Bright and Green Lantern.
I am happy to come on the show for that if you need me, Chad.
Or at least on the follow-up episode.
Right, I will be your Rainbow Bright
after
expert.
You get the creator of Rainbow Bright. If you didn't know, Rainbow Bright was owned by
Hallmark.
Was it Hallmark?
American Greetings.
American Greetings.
One of them. American Greetings. Well, I don't know.
No.
Hallmark still has the ornament.
No, it's Hallmark.
It's Hallmark.
Hallmark owned Rainbow Bright, and then American Greetings was competing against them,
so they created Strawberry Shortcake. That's the decent.
And when I was a kid, I thought that Strawberry Shortcake was like Rainbow Bright's buddy.
Right.
Because my cousin had both of the things,
right.
And I was like, oh, these are adorable, and they look exactly the same. And then, you get older and you're like, oh, Spider-Man didn't meet Batman except in that one comic book that
right.
one time.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they weren't also friends with My Little Pony or Care Bears.
Right.
Because all of those properties were out at the same time, and everybody thinks they're all connected in some way, and none of them are from the same universe. And
just for 80s girls.
Just for 80s girls.
Or at least that's who the target market was.
Yeah, but it was created by Hallmark, and they still have exclusive ornament and property rights and stuff at Hallmark.
Yep.
For the most part. So I actually, thanks to you, have an amazing Rainbow Bright ornament for our Christmas tree.
Yep.
And it's wonderful and gorgeous. And we don't actually have Christmas trees, but if we did, I would put it on there.
Yeah. Yeah, we need a nice black and orange.
Right.
Christmas tree.
We do. We need a black Christmas tree.
But I know it's Christmas, but we're going to celebrate like it's Halloween.
We're going to celebrate like it's Halloween. Anyway, congratulations to Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer for 35 years of being my favorite thing other than the Wizard of Oz. But my favorite thing ever on the planet, my life goal was to be Rainbow Bright, and I did accomplish that a few years back. I think there are still people. I actually have a comment on my Instagram last week that says, "Why are we looking at all these pictures? I just want to see Rainbow Bright." So I have accomplished my life goal. There's nowhere to go but down.
You've done it. And happy birthday, Martin Liddell.
Yes.
For Nodell for doing that.
Thanks for Green Lantern.
For making Green Lantern.
And Chad Kami.
And Rainbow Bright. In a very late phase. We're going to give you guys something right now. This is going to be our last giveaway of the evening. We have got a Game Trade magazine, the brand new issue of Game Trade magazine. This is like a $6 magazine.
It's a $6 magazine, and I'm going to go even further than that.
They have like fold-out posters and stuff in here, and all the games and everything that's coming out.
And I'm going to give you a poster with it.
Oh!
Because Marvel is doing Warhammer books. So if you care about Warhammer, you probably also care about Game Trade magazine, which is why I put them together.
Prize pack.
And your question is, Eclipse Enterprises published one of the first original graphic novels, and it was the first graphic novel to be sold to the direct market. What was the book? That's some Google machine work for you right there. I'm going to repeat that because that was a long question. Eclipse Enterprises published one of the very first original graphic novels. It was the first to be sold through the direct market. What was the book?
Cool. This is the sort of thing that once we get the answer, we have to repeat the question back just so people learn some cool stuff.
Josh said his apprentice says his Patronus is Grumpy Bear from Care Bears. That's fantastic. That's
awesome.
I think you're more of one of the Gummy Bears than one of the Care Bears, Josh.
That is awesome. I want to cosplay as Grumpy from the Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, and you cosplay as Grumpy Bear from the Care Bears, and we'll fuck some cons up.
I said because there's a Grumpy Bear on Gummy Bears essentially too, and I think that fits more with who I feel like Josh fits into, because he's still super helpful in the end. But we had a day in the store where I felt like I missed watching Gummy Bears, and so I put it on. And Ram, you're still here on this. I put on Gummy Bears, and Ram and a couple other people were in the store at the time. And everybody stopped what they were doing and just watched Gummy Bears. And you were watching the camera from your other job that you had at the time. And you were like, what is everybody watching? And I was like, they're like completely zoned out watching it. I was like, it's Gummy Bears. It's so great. And I was so happy that watching Gummy Bears. And then I had a little kid and her dad come in. And he was like, she only likes the classic 80s and 90s cartoons. Chad said, given my various surgeries this year, actually recently had the surgery to remove a portion of his colon. Mm-hmm. The episodes of Lanterncast for the remainder of 2020 are planned out, but maybe 2021 I'll have to run it by Mark. Yes, I will come on and be a Rainbow Bright expert.
It's a fun idea.
And I don't know enough about Green Lantern, so I'll brush up on Green Lantern and you brush up on Rainbow Bright, and we'll meet in the middle.
And Chad, safe recovery to you. I know you've been dealing with a lot this year, and 2020 has not been a difficult year for anybody. So hope you're getting better, man.
Not been an easy year for him.
Yes, has been a difficult year for everybody. I hope you're getting better. And thanks again for everything.
Yes. Ram said, "Good old Gummy Bears." Yes, Ram, you were here. We had a great day for that.
And what's the question again?
Yeah, so I just actually got the answer, but I'm going to repeat the question. It's Eclipse Enterprises published one of the first original graphic novels, and it was the first graphic novel to be sold through the direct market, aka like Diamond selling to us, and the book is Saber, Slow Fade of Endangered Species by Don McGregor and Paul Goulet.
Man.
Good job, Sai, with your Google machine skills.
The first trade.
It was the first OGN.
Right. Original graphic novel. Made for a graphic novel format.
Yes, made for graphic novel format. The first one to be distributed. Was not the first original graphic novel, but it is the first one to be distributed to the direct market specifically. So I think that was a very interesting thing that should definitely be a part of your...
Part of the history of comic books. Research is my jam.
I love that. I'm glad that somebody
needs to be for some of these questions.
Yeah.
thanks for joining us for another live stream this week, guys. We've got an exciting week ahead of us because New Mutants comes out on Tuesday, obviously.
And Indigenous Voices is released. I'm so excited.
Indigenous Voices on Wednesday, and we're totally jumping around. I screwed up this order. Book club tomorrow night at 8:30 for Snot Girl. Scott Pilgrim-esque conversation.
A Brian Lee O'Malley study.
Brian Lee O'Malley study. Yes. We've had enough Rick Remender studies.
Now we're going to study some Brian Lee O'Malley.
Now we're going to study Brian Lee O'Malley. We haven't gotten anything cool like that. Like somebody in the indie field who has had multiple titles that we can at least talk about and kind of examine.
And a major motion picture. Starring Chris
Evans. Out of it. Right, exactly. So starring.
He's not the star at all.
He's not starring, but he's in it. And then yeah, New Mutants on Tuesday, and then Indigenous Voices on Wednesday.
Yes, I'm very excited. Which is perfectly timed.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing Marvel and Disney planned that on purpose, that New Mutants would come out on DVD during Native American Heritage Month, and that the Indigenous Voices would come out the same week with Danny Moonstar on the cover.
Yep. Very cool. So again, thanks so much, y'all. We will see some of you guys on Zoom. Please, again, it's open to everybody. Join us, even if you haven't read the book. Same as you guys listen to this thing, you can turn a camera off and you can turn your microphone off, and you can listen to us talk about the book like a podcast. That's totally cool if you guys want to do that. And then, yeah, we'll see you guys next week at this same bad time, same bad place.
And if you want to do that, by the way, for book club, put that in the comments so I know not to call on you. Like, hey, I'm at work, or hey, I'm driving and I'm just going to listen. Like, put it in the chat on the Zoom, and then I won't call on you to give me your input because I know you're just listening.
Yeah, and just hang out and, learn something about these cool books, especially if you've never read Snot Girl before. I haven't.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what it's all about. We'll see you guys again next week at the same bad time, same bad place. Thanks for watching, and have a great evening.
Bye.
Bye.